as soon as I entered into the consultation room to speak with the doctor. And in the process, as I started talking, I just broke down. What was it? She asked. And I told her I was beginning to give up because there was no diagnosis. I've gone to different hospitals. They had tried to find out what the problem was. Nobody could tell what it was and all that. She listened to me, comforted me, of course, and calmed me down. Eventually, she started asking me questions and narrowed it down to the fact that I just had a baby a few months ago. And that was it for me. It was like a light bulb moment because prior to that time, I hadn't heard of postnatal depression or postpartum depression, like some people call it. So it was really a shock for me that something like that existed. As educated as I was, I didn't know. I knew about depression and all, but I didn't know that, that even after childbirth, I could have something like that. Anyway, that was what birthed the desire, the passion to speak about postnatal depression. And I've been able to help a lot of people out of it. I've been able to counsel people and create awareness on it. These are issues that people don't like to talk about on a normal, but I would like to start with my story because it is my personal story and I own it. And so, without further ado, I'll go on to my topic, postnatal depression. We all have a role to play. Like I said earlier, many people perceive mental health condition as a matter of, as a matter of personal weakness or moral failing, rather than a legitimate medical condition. For some, postnatal depression is seen as a temporary mood swing rather than a serious condition that requires care and support. This misconception can lead to dismissive attitudes where mothers experience postnatal depression. They are told to snap out of it or focus on your blessings, which only increases feelings of isolation and shame. Especially for us in the Christian circle, you find people say, we just pray about it or just snap out of it. It's one of those things, oh, you'll be fine and all that. But I want you to know it's not just baby blues, because there is also the baby blues, which is close to postnatal depression, but it's for a short while. It happens as soon as a mother gives birth, and then she feels down. I would want to start before the definition to say, first of all, I am really glad this is coming up in the month that has to do with women globally. And I appreciate the fact that tomorrow is Mother's Day, and shout out to all new mothers out there and every mother out there. And so I go on to define what is postnatal depression. Postnatal depression is a psychological disorder that occurs after birth, like I said earlier. It is defined as a mood disorder, which often occurs in women up to 1 year or more after childbirth. Ideally, the birth of a child is supposed to be a joyful time, portraying a glowing mother with her newborn in her arms, gazing into the future with hope and excitement. But for many, the reality is much more complex. While some experience happiness, others are overwhelmed by emotions they didn't expect, such as sadness, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness that clouds their early days of motherhood. And like I said earlier, these are not just baby blues. They are not just temporary feelings of emotion and all that. No, this is like a dark place, like you're in a dark place. When I say dark place, you don't even know. You don't even know what is causing it, what is happening to you, coupled with the fact that you have a baby to take care of, you have a family to take care of, you are not able to tell or pinpoint a finger to the fact that this is what is actually wrong. So it goes beyond the baby blues. The statistics surrounding postnatal depression are sobering worldwide, globally. Up to 15% of new moms and some new dads will be diagnosed with postnatal depression. That's to show you that it is with us. It will be with us. So the earlier we know it, the earlier we accept it, the better for us. In some countries, the prevalence is even higher, particularly in low and middle income nations where support system may be less robust, like ours. Of course, we have some sort of customary way of taking care of mothers, new mothers, and all, but we don't really have a structure or a system that recognizes the importance of taking care of a new mother, especially in terms of her mental health. According to a 2020 study, more than 75% of women in low-income countries with postnatal depression remain untreated, compared to about 40% in high-income nations. It has also been found that in the United States alone, postnatal depression affects approximately 1 in 7 mothers. These mothers are likely an underrepresentation, as stigma and lack of mental health screening contributes to underreporting, especially in this part of the world where we don't keep records. You agree with me that it will definitely be high. This is America where they keep record. They have statistics. We don't even have, and so you can imagine the level we're at. The data highlights the urgent need for early detection and intervention. Without proper treatment, postnatal depression can have long-term consequences for the mother, her child, and the larger society. All will not be well with the baby, all will not be well with the father. Definitely, the entire family and even the society will have issues when the mother is not well. It's just like when your mother travels, there is usually that vacuum, so you can imagine a mother that is present and absent at the same time due to what? Ill health, mental health. And so it is something you don't joke about. It is something we should all know exists and we should play a role in, because we all have a role to play in the lives of young mothers or new mothers. The cause of postnatal depression. Postnatal depression has no single cause. Nobody can tell you that this is the cause for it, exact reason why it happened or why the woman is the way she is. You can only attribute it or trace it to some things. It could be as a result of a combination of biological, emotional, psychological, and even environmental factors. Some researchers are of the opinion that it is related to dropping hormone levels after a woman gives birth. The dramatic drop in estrogen and progesterone levels after childbirth is thought to trigger mood changes in new mothers, coupled with different factors. You just had a baby, you're juggling, taking care of the newborn, taking care of the home, planning food, and so many other things. You'll find that a new mother has a lot on her plate. So you think, okay, it's just mood swings and she'll get out of it, she'll snap out of it. And then you leave it at that, but that's not it. It's deeper than that. Additionally, thyroid levels can fluctuate after childbirth. I am not a medical person, but it has been found that thyroid levels too can affect or can contribute to the feeling of fatigue, irritability, and depression generally in new mothers. Women's experience of postnatal depression is often strongly associated with psychosocial difficulties, such as poor social support, poor marital relationships, stressful life events, past history of psychology, and psychological disorder during pregnancy. Early signs of postnatal depression. Recognizing the symptoms or the red flags and early intervention can make a world of difference. You know, we live in a society, of course, like I painted the picture earlier. We're buying things for the baby. The mother is preparing for the naming, all the excitement everywhere. Grandparents are happy. Everyone is cooking and preparing. And we get carried away with the fact that somebody went to give birth. Somebody needs to rest. The mother needs to eat properly. The mother needs attention. You know, so, but if you're careful, you'll be able to recognize and see that there is something wrong somewhere, somehow. And these early signs include physical and emotional changes. A mother undergoes in the postpartum period shows that some women are more vulnerable to postnatal depression than others. And that's why even women, sometimes when I talk with them about postnatal depression, they find it strange, like, oh, okay, there's something like that, or okay, oh, that feeling of not just feeling a little bit low and all that. They don't really know that it's an illness. It's something that some people have practically, you know, spiraled down and even passed on. And so you find that the new mothers are anxious. Anxiety is a component often overlooked, but deeply intertwined with this depressive symptoms. You know, you're anxious. In my own case, I remember there was a night I woke my husband up and I was insisting that my baby was not breathing. I kept on insisting, this baby is not breathing. See, the baby is changing color. The baby is looking darker. No, it's changing to yellow. I just couldn't tell what it was. All I knew was that all was not well with the baby. All was not well with me in my head, you know, and thank God for the kind of husband I have. He was very supportive, and of course, he would calm me down and make me see that, oh, look at, she's breathing. There's nothing wrong with her and all that. Mind you, I already had one baby before then. So it was really strange for me that I was going through this at the time I went through it with a second baby. Of course, with one, I should be a professional mommy now, but here I was battling with, you know, sleep deprivation, change in sleep patterns, persistent sadness, irritability or anger, like I said earlier, mood swings, feelings of hopelessness or worthlessness. You can't just tell. It's a bad feeling, like bile. It rises in from inside, you know. You can't explain it. You just know that I'm not feeling well. I don't know what it is, but all is not just okay, you know, and the feelings of hopelessness continues until treated. There are so many more early signs, like the loss of interest in activities, like things you used to do before. You just find yourself, no, you don't have the zeal to do those things anymore. In fact, if you have friends, they'll be wondering what's wrong with you. In my case, my family was wondering because from way back, I was an extrovert, a talkative. But suddenly I became really quiet, withdrawn. But I didn't know I was withdrawn. At that point in time, I didn't even know that I was withdrawn at all. You know, it was when I started getting better, when I was getting healed, that I realized, okay, I was actually very distant. I was sounding distant from everybody around me, from family, from friends, and all. So the thoughts of harming oneself or the baby comes to some people. In my case, it wasn't like that. I didn't have the thoughts of harming my baby. Instead, I even longed to hold them. They kind of, hugging them kind of comforted me, strengthened me, which is a rare case, because you find in cases, especially with the Western world, you hear of cases where women have driven their cars into a river, or they set their babies ablaze, or they shoot themselves, shoot the baby, and all. In Africa, we haven't. There might be a few of those kind of reports, but I personally haven't had that kind of experience. There was change in appetite, lack of energy and or motivation, the willpower to live, or you question existence, like, okay, I'm feeling worthless. What else? What is there to live for? And all that. You keep getting weaker and weaker by the day. That was why initially we thought it was a medical thing and kept on going to the hospital, one scan after the other, one test after the other, and still there was no diagnosis until that final doctor that found out, or rather diagnosed accurately, that I was suffering from postnatal or postpartum depression. There's this feeling of adequacy and self-doubt. The things you used to do before, you find yourself not being able to do it, like organizing yourself, time management. You in the past, maybe you were the type that was very good with arranging your stuff and your meetings and all. You don't keep people waiting. But when a woman, a new mother, has that feeling of inadequacy and self-doubt, you find her doing things in a strange manner that you'll be wondering, but this person wasn't like this before. She's clumsy now. What's happening and all that? And I've had cases where people have met me, people of the faith, where they are allowed to marry more than one or two wives. They've expressed that the wife they married after childbirth is no longer the same person, and they are planning to marry another wife. And I look at them, I'm surprised, because the fact that that person is that way shows you there's a problem. Before childbirth, she wasn't like that. She didn't have all these things, all these mood swings, irritability, and all that. I usually ask them to hold on, look at the person's behavior and compare it with the past. Ask questions. In fact, seek medical help. And it has helped a lot of people, because a lot of people didn't know about it, just the way I didn't know about it. And it has helped couples understand better when a woman gives birth, or when you have a new mother in your environment. It could be your daughter, it could be your wife, it could be your sister, it could be your friend or a neighbor. And so they are able to at least help out. Some risk factors, like I earlier mentioned, include thyroid dysfunction, having a previous history or episode of depression is part of it. So if you know before childbirth that you've had a history of depression, I didn't have it before then, so I didn't even have a clue on what it was. So, but if you already know that you're predisposed to that, you'll be careful after childbirth. Watch yourself, and say, okay, I know I have tendency to have mood swings and be irritated. Now I have a baby. You have to make an effort, not to slip into postnatal depression. Having multiple pregnancies in some cases would also be a risk factor. Lack of sleep. Sleep is important. When you don't sleep, you don't have adequate sleep, it tampers with your mind a lot. I had a lot of that. The baby was not sleeping. There was a lot of crying, breastfeeding, waking up to breastfeed, even though my husband tried so much. He kept assisting at night. Once I breastfeed, he will hold the baby to sleep, and I'll be able to sleep for a while, but it wasn't enough. In the daytime, I'll be awake because I was not, I don't know, my sleep pattern just changed. At night, I would not sleep properly, probably 1 hour or 2 hours, and then I'll be awake. So throughout the day, I'm awake, I'm not getting enough sleep and all that. So that's also a risk. Traumatic childbirth, like I told you, I had hemorrhage and I had 5 pints of blood transfused. So you can imagine the trauma of, I don't have blood. Oh, they need to transfuse. So what blood type? All this running around, getting the blood. I had a red blood type. I had this rhesus negative factor on one side and all. So it was traumatic. Some people have a different, some people CS, and so when they come out, it's like, I thought having a baby or giving birth is supposed to be a joyful thing. I'm supposed to be happy or excited or be well, but feeling like I'm well. And so traumatic birth processes contributes a whole lot. It does contribute a whole lot to some of the risk factors that new mothers experience after childbirth. How you can help or be involved. How do I help? How am I involved? Because I know a lot of people here, or a few people might be feeling, okay, this is a women's thing, or this is a mother's thing. How am I involved? But I want you to know that it is a collective responsibility. And like I've always said, if a mother is sick, if all is not well with the family, all is not well with the society. And so don't joke with it. Don't take it for granted that a mother around you is feeling some sort of way and you just brush it off. You just assume it's one of those things, or you just tell her, snap out of it, or I beg, it's a white man's sickness. It's not a white man's sickness. It is a black man's sickness too. Black women encounter it. And so we'll have to find out how are we involved. One, pay attention to changes in mood and behavior. If you knew this person was a certain way in the past and after childbirth she's behaving in another way, you can make room, you can make excuses, you can talk about it with her. Call her attention to it, because it's possible she doesn't even know that she's behaving a certain way. She's anxious. Calm her down and point out to her that you're being anxious or you're being irritated, you're having a mood swing, and relax. And then it will help. At least I know it will go a long way. Don't dismiss her feelings. After childbirth, you're looking at your body. For some people that used to be very slim, suddenly you're plumpier, and a lot of changes. Maybe your complexion has changed. In my case, my shoe size changed with one from 38 to 39. My voice changed. A lot of things happened. And so when a new mother tells you, oh, I'm feeling a certain way. Why is my body like this? When will I come back to being myself? Why is my face, oh, everywhere pimples? I don't know why my voice changed and all that. Don't dismiss it. Calm her down again as always and assure her that it's a process. It's just a matter of time. You come out of it, you bounce back, you be yourself again. It's just a phase. It will pass. You could also offer help with practical tasks, which is major. And that's where I would want to recommend that. For me, instead of bridal shower before, sorry, baby shower before a new mother gives birth, I would prefer after it. And it could be modified, instead of us coming together to just dance, give gifts and all that, we could share tasks amongst us. You fix the room, you cook, a way of easing the mother's stress and making her feel some kind of support or some kind of help with friends, with family coming around, instead of leaving her alone to carry out all that work, sometimes without a house help. Encourage her to seek professional help. If you notice, okay, this person needs help, We have talked, we have encouraged, we have tried to calm her down, and things are spiraling down. Nothing stops you from seeking professional help. In fact, I recommend it because sometimes it goes out of hand and medical help will be needed, professional help will be needed. Encourage a change of environment too. It helps, if maybe a new mother is claustrophobic, like I was, we then lived in a smaller house, a small apartment, and it didn't help at all that my room, my sitting room, my kitchen, everywhere was just within, a certain, within everywhere. I didn't know that was a factor until I started going out after childbirth, at least go visiting a relative. By the time I come back, I feel much, 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 much better. And then when I resume after antenatal, it's something I look forward to, like, oh, I'm leaving the house, I'm going to work, I'll be back, and the baby is safe. By the time I'm back, I find that there's this zeal, new zeal to carry on, to continue. So encourage a change of environment for new mothers. It will go a long way to um, stop postnatal depression or reduce the effect of postnatal depression. Encourage a mother to engage in activities, work, just like I said. Avoid stigmatization. Unfortunately, some cultures stigmatize women that have these mental health issues. Work towards a more open and supportive culture. Talk about it. We need to talk about it, especially in Nigeria. We don't want, some people don't want to talk about it. They are more spiritual. They don't want to think that things like that exist and all. No, don't stigmatize. And like in the northern part of Nigeria, where I was listening to somebody and they said she had iskokai, that she had genies because she felt she was hearing voices and going paranoid. And they said she had genies, iskokai, they call it iskokai in the north. And also, I I was really shocked that you could think that a new mother has iskokai, all because of postnatal depression. So it would be good to support um, people in these cultures. Let them know that, okay, these things are normal, they exist. We only have to work on it medically or through therapy or support groups, and that's where you come in as a friend, a family, or a colleague. You could recommend therapy, medication, as earlier said, and self-care strategies. There are ways to take care of yourself. As a mother, you're selfless, especially new mothers. All that is on your mind is how that baby will be okay and all. You're not thinking of yourself. You don't even consider your hair or your nails or anything. You just carry on day to day, day by day, like it's a routine for a new mother. But you should pause, encourage her to pause, to say, I think today you should take the day off or take care of your hair. Go and make your hair or buy something nice, a new outfit, and you will see it will brighten her up. It will help her psyche. Follow up to ensure quality nutrition due to breastfeeding demands. When you're breastfeeding, a lot leaves you. And postnatal depression generally has a lot to do with diet, what you eat, the quality of what you eat too is a factor. So a new mother or a mother can just forget that she has not eaten all day or she's eating a particular kind of food instead of having balanced diet. And definitely that will impact on her mood, her emotions, and all. We could also have public campaigns like what we're doing now, thanks to OSP, thanks to Aseka Africa, for giving this platform that I'm able to even talk about it. I don't take it for granted. Public campaigns, policies, I'm not aware of policies that allow for support for postnatal depression. It would be nice for us to have in hospitals maybe safe spaces or places where women can come together, new mothers can come together and talk about their challenges, their fears, or the things that they are going through, and know that, okay, somebody is listening to me, or okay, there's somebody somewhere that is going through similar thing, and all that. Create a culture of support. That I would emphasize again and again. You owe it to yourself as a new mother. You owe it to yourself as a new mother. If you're here, prioritize your self-care. Don't joke with your self-care. Meditate. Take time off. Take deep breaths. There are different things you could do. Take a walk, exercise, connect with people socially, talk with people. Don't throw your old friends away or your family. Don't ignore people. Sometimes I'll be looking at my phone and it will be ringing. I won't pick it up at that time because for me, I am not able to have a discussion. I am emotionally down. And so I was slipping away gradually and unconsciously. I didn't do it intentionally. So you find new mothers going through that. Cognitive behavioral therapy is important. All the negative thoughts that come, your baby is dying, you will die today, something will happen. Or you see pictures flash in your mind that, what if this baby dies? What if there's blood all over? All those kind of negative thoughts. If you're able to go for therapy and work on negative thoughts, it will help a lot. Prioritize rest and nutrition. That I say again and again and again. Prioritize your rest and your nutrition. Practice self-compassion, especially when it comes to your body. Tell yourself, it's just a phase. I'll come out of it. I'll lose this weight, this baby fat, this baby weight will go, this complexion, be compassionate to yourself. Don't wait for people to be compassionate to you. You on your own, be compassionate to yourself. Seek help. If you need help, cry out. I need help. Like in my case, I didn't keep quiet. Every day we were in the hospital, I didn't even think I was stressing anybody. I was stressing my husband. Today we will go for a CT scan. The next day I'm back. No, they scan my stomach. No, it's my brain. I think there's something wrong with my brain. I was crying out for help, calling out for help because I didn't feel like it was me anymore. So I panicked, like this has never happened. Mind you, I already had one child before then. So it didn't happen with the first one. And this was really, really strange for me. So I was really taken aback. I had to seek help. It was in the process of seeking help that I got diagnosed and I was able to be treated. And with all the research we did, my husband and I, my family, my in-laws came together, my siblings, everyone, all hands on deck to make sure I was okay. Everyone was checking up on me, calling, visiting, helping out. I gradually regained myself and got healed. The place of faith too will not be, is something you cannot play with, because whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or whatever your religion, faith plays a major, 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 major role. In my case, I keep referring to my case because I started with my story, and you all know my story already. I summarized it when I started earlier. When I got to a point where I didn't know what to do, I started studying the Bible, and a scripture stood out to me in all of this. And the scripture was in Psalms or somewhere, I can't remember exactly. Mind you, it's over 18 years now. That says that like the sun established in the sky forever, that he'll be faithful to David. And once it's day, I would run out and stay under the sun and enjoy the sun and, that scripture would come to me like the sun established in the sky forever, you will remain faithful. I kept on reciting and meditating on it. I didn't even know that sunlight, vitamin D, was very, very important. That's to show you from faith, I was able to go into science to be cured, because going under the sun every day was something I needed, sunlight. So new mothers, go out there. If you have a friend or relative or wife that has a new baby, encourage them to come out. The morning sun is good. It is important. And it reminded me of the fact daily that, oh, because the sun is coming out, God is faithful. And since he is faithful, sun has come out. That means I will live to see today. I will be okay. So it kept me going. And that's why I put faith here as part of what you should consider, or you should know that you owe it to yourself to be a woman of faith, a person of faith. In conclusion, the silence around women's mental health, especially in motherhood, only reinforces feelings of shame and guilt. Motherhood is complex, I assure you. It's both joyful and difficult, beautiful and exhausting. Let us shift our perspective and embrace the full range of experiences that comes with motherhood. That way we can create space for mothers to speak openly about their struggles without fear of judgment. And I must commend the Igbo culture that has the culture of Omugo, like I said earlier, which is good. Even in the Hausa, we have in Yoruba to the Ojom or Jo or something like that. The Hausa tradition, you give birth, you go to your parents' house for like 40 days before you come back home once the baby is stronger. The Omugo style is the longer. Your mother-in-law, the grandmother to the baby anyway, stays for some months to help you care for you and the baby. So culturally there are ways we have been able to help mothers, young mothers, adjust to childbirth and childcare. But we should go further. We should go beyond that. There should be things put in place to help at the hospital level and all that. And mothers should be allowed to speak openly about their struggles without fear of judgment. Let's empower mothers with hope and equip them with tools they need to inspire them to reclaim their joy and strength. Mind you, this person was a happy, jolly go person before childbirth. If not properly managed, postnatal depression can lead to postpartum psychosis. And you know what that means. It's a grave situation, and you might lose the person at the end of the day, which is dangerous for the mother, the baby, the family, and the society. I would like to leave you with this quote, that sometimes the strength within you is not a big fiery flame for all to see. It is just a tiny spark that whispers ever so softly, "You've got this. Keep going." It's by an unknown author. Thank you. And once more, God bless you all. That
Thank you
brings me to
so
the
much.
end.
Thank you so much. I think I am just glad that we had you. I love the conversation that you've had with us. I think it's a much needed conversation, and it's timely because tomorrow is Mother's Day and it's International Women's Month. So you're rounding up International Women's Month and Mother's Day for us in such a wonderful way, where we are thinking about the woman and how we can support our mothers on this journey that they are on. I like the fact that you talked about that cultures are provided a place. I saw a video, I'll tell you a bit about it. And the woman said, rather than having a baby shower for her, they did something called house nesting. So before she gave birth, all her friends came to the house. She had a list, and they all were arranging something, doing laundry, cleaning, cooking. Everybody was in different places. getting her ready for the baby. And she was talking about how that nesting party was something fantastic she had. And when you said it, it just brought so much to my memory. I think PND is important. The prevalence and your vulnerability in sharing your story was actually something that got me, because I think when people share their stories, it's your own lived experience. You're shedding light to something that many people are shying away from. So people that are experiencing it can come out and speak. And if they have spouses, they can support them, because we need to support them. And I have a question. And I don't know if any other person has a question. You have some people saying, thank you. Wow, what an amazing session. So my question is this. If you notice or if you think somebody has postnatal depression and they're in denial and you're trying to hint at them that maybe you should talk to your doctor about it, maybe you should talk to your husband, how else can you support this person?
Just like I stated earlier, or I listed earlier, you could hang out with the person if you're close to the person and you're concerned. You could create an avenue to maybe take the person away from their environment. It could improve their mood or make them realize that, okay, I needed that. You could offer to have the baby for the day or go over, take care of the baby whilst she goes to a spa or somewhere, or shopping without the baby, just to be away. That's if that being with the baby all day is the problem. Because sometimes it might not even be being with the baby that is the problem. It might just be, being away from the baby too could be a problem for some new mothers. So they can go out with their child. You could arrange for them to hang out somewhere, just do something that okay, this person is in denial, but I know that she needs help.
Okay, so you want by speaking to their spouse or something like that?
You could, if it's
depending on the relationship, I guess context always matters.
Exactly, context matters, and it's not a one size fits all. You have to look at the dynamics in every circumstance. If it's something that you can take them away from the environment, fine. If it's something that you could come in and ease the pressure or the stress, fine. Otherwise, there are different ways I have listed there that new mothers can be helped. Even when they are in denial. That's why we all have a role to play, because what you see, a new mother might not see. Like I said, in my case, I didn't even know that it was a problem. I just wanted to be okay.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you for your vulnerability. And like you said, it requires commitment from everybody, a supportive environment. And everybody just loves the topic because it's timely. And we're also supposed to help the woman receive the care that she needs. Thank you so much for joining us today. And someone said any medication to take for it, because we've got, okay, we'll just take 2 minutes to answer.
I am not a medical person. I'm not a doctor, so I wouldn't want to give you the name of or prescribe any medication. And that's why I would advise that you go to the hospital, meet with a professional. Of course, they have antidepressants, which they could place you on, or therapy. There are different things they could do to help you without medications. And so go seek professional help.
Okay. Fun is saying she had postpartum depression. And I think maybe people can talk in your chat so that you can, in case she doesn't want to listen, you can talk to her privately. What do you think about that? Or do you want
I'll be glad to.
Okay.
It's what I do.
Oh, Fun said, cool. All right, awesome. We're making connections. We're making connections. We're solving problems. Thank you so much. So we're going to go on a 10-minute break. Sorry, we went over by 5 minutes, but it seems the conversation really resonated with people. And when we come back, we have Segun Aremu, and I'm so excited to see what he is also going to talk about. But once again, Onoja Ajara, thank you so much for your time today. All right, then. So 10 minutes break, and we'll be back at 11 o'clock for those in Nigeria and 10 for those in So yes, how do people connect with you? We have more questions, so we're taking the break to do questions. How do people connect with you?
Okay, I am on Facebook, even though it's my private page, but I could give my number
Your
inbox.
email address or phone number. Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
my phone number in the chat.
Okay.
I'll
All
do
right.
that.
Okay, so Fun was saying it depends on the family, on the husband. So I think you people will take the
Yeah,
conversation offline. So Fun,
yeah.
she will put her phone number in the chat so we can
Mhm.
go on, so we can stretch our legs. We have sat down
Yeah.
for 45, 50 minutes now.
It's
Let's stretch a
important.
bit. And then we come back to hear from Shego Aremu at exactly 11. All right then.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
All right. Bye. Mm. Thank you.
To go by anything you want me to tell me. I'm all I need for I can be your man. What kind of food do you eat? Say on no fair, take you see. Anything you want me to tell me. I'm all I need for I can be your man. So do you like what you see? I'm the type of uncle that can pay your bills. Tó bá jówó ló fẹ́, pèmí sórí aago.
We're back. It's exactly 11 a.m. Welcome back, everyone. Let me know if you're back in the chat. Let me know if you're back in the chat. Say hello. Or, let's make it something else. Just say, because South Africa just said they're getting us closer to us. Just put an emoji, a thumbs up emoji, or say hello in the chat. Oh, Anoja is back. Thank you very much. Do we have Shega Aremu? Hellos. I love it. Different people are telling me hello in different ways. Hello, hello. Wow. Welcome back, everyone. And our next speaker is Shegu Aremu. Hi, hi. I like that. I always say, hey. So if I'm saying something to my friend, I'm like, hey, this person. So everyone says hello in different ways. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Shegu Aremu. And thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm looking forward to your session. I just discovered something about our next speaker. We went to the same university, Covenant University, and I was shocked. I was like, really? Because it's someone that is accolade. In fact, I don't even know where to start reading from. It's such a long one, but Shegu's profile is one that is not just deep, but is experience also. If you hear him speak, so you know that the profile was earned. He earned the right to call himself who he is today. So, hi Shegu. Before I read your lesson, see you graduate.
Hi, Eagle, my fellow Eagle.
Be Eagles Unite. Yes, sir. It's good to hear you. It's good to see you. Wait to see you and Obafemi Awolowo University.
Yes.
You're an associate member of Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria, an authorized dealing clerk of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, associate member of Nigeria Institute of Management, fellow member of Investment Advisors and Portfolio Managers, fellow member Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Security and Exchange Commission sponsored individual, the current member Program Committee and Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers of Nigeria. Like I said, it's such a wonderful portfolio and we are excited to have him. So as a former member of CIS, Continuing Professional Development Committee, a dynamic and result-oriented professional with excellent leadership and a proven track record in investment banking, Shegu demonstrates transformational leadership across multiple roles, motivating and coaching teams to improve financial infrastructure and effectively managing large portfolios. His work experience and core competencies spans across capital markets, assets and liability management, portfolio management, collective investment schemes, financial services, business development, relationship management, and investment banking, with experience of accumulating for 10 years in the financial sector. Mr. Oluwasegun's commitment to excellence and adherence to best practices have been recognized through numerous contributions. I don't know if he's still in the house because his camera isn't on. He was honored with the United Capital PLC's Outstanding Service Delivery Award. Beyond his professional achievements, he is passionate about financial literacy. And I think that's something that is fantastic. Financial literacy is something we need. He has an entrepreneurial mindset, which I have seen in the way he speaks and talks. I've listened to a couple of his sessions in the past. He sits on the management team of Lancelot Funds and Portfolio Management Limited. He is also a faculty lecturer with James Hope Business School. I know James Hope School, so I was excited to see that also. And the business school is poised to become one of the largest business schools in Africa. Fantastic. He's a faculty member with several training and consultancy organizations, sits on the board of numerous organizations. He's a husband and a father, loves God, loves people, loves work. I was like, you have to we already know you love work. Has passion for politics, leadership, youth politics, entrepreneurship, financial literacy, the gospel, and mentorship. As a founder of the Peculiar Innovative Consulting Services Nigeria Limited, we want to welcome an investment banker, consulting and training company.
I'm shy already, DK Junior.
Oh God, don't be shy, please. We have to learn how to celebrate. We are celebrating you. But when I was reading it, I was like,
Wow.
Nothing chasing you, and we all have to catch it today. I
Chai.
don't even know where to start with you, but I will give you the floor. So you have 45 minutes, and
No problem.
let's get to hear from you. If you
No
have
problem.
questions, like I said, you can write them down. The speaker will choose how to respond, if they want to respond at the end or during. But write your questions down. Let's keep it interactive, and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, DK Jonah. What an amazing work you are doing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy with what you are doing. Well done. And thank you, OBK, our SECA champion. Thank you so much. And I also appreciate Coach Sam for his leadership and everyone on the call. You are so much welcome, and I really appreciate you. I can see Dr. Benjamin. I can see Stanley Sella. I can see a lot of people. Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. This morning is going to be a morning that will blow your mind, believe me. Firstly, I think let's meet ourselves. Please, if you can, in the chat box, do me a favor. Just write what you do and your phone number. Do me a favor, write what you do and your phone number in the chat box right now. Every single person, please try and do that. Just like what you do in just a little line on what you do and your phone number so people can reach out to you. I've done this before, and believe me, people have met people that they could not believe that they needed them in their life. So please, just write what you do in the chat box and with your phone number. And probably you want to put your name if possible. Because you see, social wealth can become financial wealth if well harnessed. You can make a social wealth become a financial wealth. And believe me, many people have social wealth, but they don't have financial wealth because it's not well mined. And then today we'll be looking at two financial products, and I'll be making it very, very practical. So please believe me, to be practical. So please just follow me carefully, and I share my slide right now. And I have just 40 minutes more there about, and I believe that we would have a good time. So again, the chat box, like I said earlier, please do me a favor, put in the chat box what you do, and your phone number. Let us know you, and if possible, can also engage your services. For me, I'm an investment banker. I'm a consultant, and I manage portfolios. I'm a deputy managing director of Atlantic Portfolio Management and at VI Lagos here. And I don't know why DK does not know me. DK, I'm also an ESCO of Kuala. I'm a Kuala executive, so it's all good. So I hope you guys know. But today I'm talking about finance, but they're going to find already. So let's start with this. If you could instantly become an expert in any skill or subject, what will it be? Anybody? I won't call DK, but you'll be in a voice sense. Let's call somebody else. If you could become an expert in any subject, and I want to also appreciate the previous speaker, Onoja. Well done for the amazing lecture, and hopefully, well, may have stopped giving birth, so may have closed. I don't hang boot already. So, but anyway, for people that want to, we encourage you, we salute you, celebrate you, at least, and well done. Please take care of your health and we also advise our people. So, if you could become an expert in any skill, what will it be? Anybody? Let me hear from Dr. Benjamin. Want to speak to us? What will it be for you? Okayode, Olude, Ladi Felix. Please unmute and speak to us. Just unmute and speak. I just want one person to speak with us. One person can just unmute and speak. If you could become an expert in any skill, let me start with mine anyway. Mine is I prefer to be an astronaut. Basically, when I was younger, I always wished to be an astronaut. My mom would say, inside the moon. Oh, look, I'm doing inside the moon. You know. But then I'm here today. I'm not in the moon, and I'm right in front of you right now. But really, I love anything about flying, airplanes, and anything in the skies. Then, there's this book we read about space and all the likes. It's always very amazing to me. So if you could become thank you very much, DK Jonah, for that. For those who have responded in the chat box, please, some of you can see how to network with yourselves. It's so important. It's very, very important to connect those dots. And please, it is key. It's key for us. So anybody who wants to speak about this, if you could become an expert in any skill or subject, what will it be? Anybody? Oh, Dr. Benjamin said financial expert like me. All right, it's good. I can see the chat box. From Ladi, she said people management. Oh, nice. That's a very good one. Just show you that people are working on themselves. Okay, Nkechi, go ahead, please. Oh, people are under. Oh, go ahead, Nkechi.
Speak on anything, it would be on working successfully with Gen Z and younger generations in the workplace.
I get it right. It's not so easy to work with them, man. Well done, well done. That skill is very important, and we'll surely would get to work on that as a person. Okay, Mfon, go ahead. Mfon Abia. Shall we hear Mfon? Your hands are up. Your hand is up, Mfon. You want to go ahead? Please go ahead, and let's hear you speak. So I'm waiting for Mfon to speak. Mfon Abia, can we hear you? Please check the chat box for people writing the work that they do. Please let us engage ourselves and network with each other. Let's meet ourselves and then engage with each other, please. That's very important. So, okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now, loud and clear now.
Nice. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Being a teacher, I like to share knowledge with other people, like teaching children, adults, anyone, especially mathematics. I'm very good in math. And be an evangelist. I like to talk about God. I'm married counselor. My marriage is very complicated. It's a state of emergency. Or be a therapist. I like to, listen to people and help them with their issues. Thank you. Either of those ones.
All right, thank you very much. Well done. All right, I have just short time, so let me just quickly start my session. Okay, did that for us. Anybody that gets this answer, I'll give you the sum of. Yeah, anybody, first go ahead first. Who can answer this question? Who can get this teaser? Anybody? What's the answer of the last? And very simple though. First to answer, both don't be the sum of how much. How much are we going to give you today now? So in the chat box, we have people who are emotional well-being advocates. That is Temetayo Ikunle. We have Bauchi Joshua. He designs systems. 200K prize. Nkechi, calm down now. Calm down. Not be like this now. TikTok now. Bikono. Yeah, answer first. First answer. All right. Dr. Benjamin, will you answer this question for us? Who is answering the teaser? Anybody? But not tough now. Who is trying? I have just short time to continue this. All right, let me continue. Go by time. Because what I want to do today is very long. So let me continue. Hopefully you get it when you're later. All right, under things to ask. If you could time travel, what will it be for you? The future or the past, and why? If you could do a time travel. Dike Jonah said it's 1415. No be ammo. You try, but no be the answer to that. Apart from the answer. All right, if you could do a time travel, what would you prefer to go? The past or the future, and why? Basically, many people. Someone said yesterday, I was saying something yesterday. I was doing a training yesterday. Someone said that they like to go to the future. Like the Bible says that. I'm seeing answers here. 50, 75, 65. You're almost there. That 5 is almost there. But you're still not there. David is almost there, but it's not there. Sometimes you try. But no be I'm still far from the answer. Anyway, let's continue. And in fact, I want to promise you the sum of one, but no problem. It's fine. We'll be okay. So if you could do a time travel, you really want the past or the future. And many times people choose what they feel that is what they can deal with. Okay, from Nkechi said that the past, why? To the time when Michael Jackson made his pivot, to understand why from him himself. All right. For Oluwatoyin Ogunkanmi, he said both. No, there's no both. There's no both. There's only one you pick. But anyway, say you want to correct the past and shape the future. Dike Jonah said the 2.5. For fruit, the wedding is putting to 2. Okay. The entire say one word. one something, I won't say anything right now. But that's the way it is. Secretly, you are trying, but that's not there yet. That's not yet.
Yes.
All right, so let me just continue because of my time. Let me tell you the answer anyway. Unfortunately, 125. And you try, but you're still far. Anyways, the answer of that teaser is this teaser is 35. The answer of this teaser is 35. Please. You have one banana, you have one plum. So figure that out by yourself. So that's the answer. The answer is 35. Anyways, let's now go to our lecture for today. All right, thank you, Temitayo. The past, I can understand and correct a few things. Many times, when I'm making our talk on finance, we make a lot of wrong decisions and want to go and correct the past. And sometimes, finance is a cycle, it comes down, goes up. But anyways, we want to maximize what you have at any point in time. All right, this is a question for all of us to answer in just 2 minutes, in just 1 minute actually. Pick one out of these two. 150K every month for the next 5 years, or 9 million naira now. Who is picking? Nkechi, what will you pick? Nkechi, what will you pick in this one? And let me hear your voice. Let me hear why you want to pick what you pick.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll pick 9 million now, and I'll talk to Segun Aremu about how to ensure
Hey, I like that part. It's between my name. Oh man, just blowing my head, man. Oh my God. Thank you. Okay. 9 million naira now. Okay, that is fine. That is fine. Thank you. Mufon also chose 9 million naira. JK said she's doing board maths. Can you imagine? Interesting. For that food, for food. So, okay, it's good. Mufon said she'll go back to the past, change her decision. So that is very interesting. Temitayo said 9 million too. Even Yakshawa said 9 million naira. Okay, let me just ask this question. What if you took 9 million naira now and somebody calls you from the village and says, oh, your brother, your friend, your cousin is sick and needs 8.5 million naira for his surgery? What will you do? Or probably use that 9 million naira to go and buy one shop and the next month, not get from government and say that, sorry, this shop that you have built, the government party, we are breaking it down. What will you do? Ladi Felix said 9 million. So somebody just picking 9 million. Okay, why 9 million? Ladi Felix, I don't hear you. Why did you pick 9 million, Ladi?
Okay, so I will pick 9 million because it's today that I know. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. That I'm going to wait for 150 that I don't know of. So let me take one that I'm seeing now.
It's guaranteed now.
Yes, it's guaranteed now.
Oh my!
Tomorrow we take care of itself.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much. And I see you very well. You said shop, okay? I know you not buy shop. That you buy what cannot be broken. Yeah, that is nice. Yeah, Kini, let's hear from you. Why did you pick 9 million naira?
Hello, yeah. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Yeah, can you loud and clear?
Yes, I will put 9 million and have a seat with investment professionals so that I can plan and put it in multiple portfolios. So because that 150K is not even guaranteed. By the time you take first year or so, the person might not even guarantee to.
It's guaranteed though. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Okay, I hear you, but this one is guaranteed. Yeah. You will live for 5 years.
So investing myself, it's we give a more returns than that 150. So I can actually make more than 150 in a month.
Wow,
this 9 million naira investments.
Oh, nice. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Temitayo, let me hear from you. You are saying something here that is very important. The time value of money can. Let me hear from you, Temitayo. So, what's your choice now? I guess it's not where she can speak. Okay, so Joanna Bulus is saying that you put 9 million.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I was saying that it's better to take the 1 million now and invest as others have said, because yes, we understand inflation and all those things going on. So the longer the money takes, the value of the money, the value of that 150 can drop. As in 150, just as we all know that 150K today is not the same thing as 150K 3 years ago. It's 150K, 150K, but what 150K can do 3 years ago, 150K cannot do today. So
Beautiful.
why will I be collecting 150K in 5 years' time when the value might be like 10K, depending on what is
Beautiful.
going on with the economy? So it's better to
Beautiful.
collect your bulk now, put it into investment now, and you can build your wealth.
Awesome. Awesome. In fact, they are fixed. What you can do about investment that they are fixed, that are secured, that you can make 150K every month and still better off. But what you have said is the key, and that thing called time value, and that's where you get the word inflation. And Nkechi, yes, I'll give you 9 million. In fact, let me start by giving you how much do you want from here? Let me give you this one. You want this one, or you want this one, or you want this one. But don't worry. When I see you physically, I'll give you the 9 million. This is 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, that's 10 million. Only you. No worry, I'll give you next time when I see you. All right, so inflation actually is what erodes the value of your currency. If as at 2 years ago, you could buy 5 liters of fuel with just 1,000 naira. Right now, you cannot even buy 2 liters of fuel with the same 1,000 naira. What has happened is that your purchasing power has now reduced, even though the nominal value of the money is still the same thing. The real value of the money has depleted, and this is why you invest. You invest basically so that you can beat inflation and keep the value of your currency in place. And you see, money always flows towards value, and this is something you must know. Money in your hand must first meet a plan in your head for it to last in your hands. That is why some people will get this same 9 million naira now. Now, I was somewhere and I spoke to somebody, and after that, if I give you 9 million, if I give you 2 million naira now, what will you do? A young girl, I guess I just finished at school, university or something, and she said she does not know. There are people here that if I give you 1 billion naira now, you don't know what to do with it. What I'm saying is that for every amount that comes into your hand, it must first meet a plan in your head for it to last in your hands. And you must understand how investment works very, 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 very well for yourself. And that is why you must have good, proper planning and understand that money flows towards value. As much as you create value and money comes, you must learn to trap it. It's called currency. Current flows. It takes effort to trap it. So now let me just go to where I'm going today about. No, now let's skip this. Go my time. I'll just skip this. How to understand this investment called CPs. CP is an investment that people make money and they cash out. And guess what? It's risk-free. It's very risk-free. I've been in the industry for almost 15 years now, and I've not seen a CP that crashed. Now, what are contract paper? First, let me take your mind back to what they call treasury bill. Many of us know what treasury bill is. Central bank. Now, please follow me very carefully because this podcast session now, I'm not opening any slide apart from before now. Treasury bill, the government wants to raise money for short-term needs. To not pay salaries and do some short-term projects and all. So they go to the money markets, the banks, or to the public and say, we are doing an auction, come and buy treasury bills at a particular rate. And every rate the government brings out is called the benchmark rate. At the last auction on Wednesday, they do an auction every Wednesday. It's called primary auction, where you can go and bid. And if you want to bid, the minimum amount is 50 million naira. But if you don't get at primary, you can go to the market and buy after. First, you buy a T-bill, a primary auction, you get 18% for 90 days. 180 days, 182 days, 182 days thereabout, you get 18.5%. At the last auction now, the treasury bill for 1 year is 19.5% thereabout. What I'm saying is that a CP follows after a treasury bill. Most CPs are usually maximum of 9 months, and are usually backed by the company. They are usually floated by issuing houses. They've checked their papers, checked their book. In fact, they are rated instruments to confirm their security, and they are guaranteed. So one thing is that if a treasury bill is offering itself at 19%, and a treasury bill is offered by the government, which is the benchmark rate, a CP is in that same form. A CP is a corporate firm trying to raise money for short-term needs. So you have what they call the borrower, you have the lender, you have the surplus, you have the deficit. The lender is the surplus. You have enough money. The person in the middle is the issuing house that brings these two people together. Now, last week, or say this week, I bought into a CP, and the yield is 26.5% for 6 months. No risk. There was somebody else that I have to now have a lot of clients that I buy for. But the thing with a CP is that, and not a treasury bill, but a CP, the amount you can invest in the CP, the minimum amount is 5 million naira. That's the minimum entry amount. And if you don't have such fund, find people around that can partner with, have it, and get the investment, or probably just buy into a mutual fund, a money market mutual fund, and cash out thereabout. But you know what happening? I bought into a CP this week of 26.5%. A CP also gives you interest upfront, so you get your discount rate. But if you are reinvesting that interest in that same CP, now the way we do it in our balance, right? That we get the yield. The yield, you get both interest and the principal at the ending of the investment, and you get your yield of 26.5%. Now, a bank will not give you that kind of rate, but a CP will give you. Now, let me show you an example of a CP that I bought last week. Let me stop this share. Let me give you an example of a CP that I bought last. No, this is not the CP. This is the CP. This is the example of CP I bought. I'm giving you an example of it. It closed on I think yesterday. Closed yesterday. Now you see something on top. You see arrangers. These are the issuing houses that raise the fund for the company. And if you are here, you have a business. You have been around for 5 years, 3 years, and you want to raise money in the capital market, you can come through a CP. Right now, I'm helping a firm to raise about $6 million for a solar project. I'm a consultant. I have people in the market, issuing houses, trustees, and everything. I bring them together and we structure transaction. Now, this arrangers tells you that a level of leverage and professionalism is put in place to make a CP work. Now, these guys are into a business, into oil and gas business and all the lines, and they're able to raise money for a short-term needs to expand and scale. Need 5 billion, need 10 billion, come and raise it. Now, these people just need 2 billion. And guess what? It will be oversubscribed. Because the yield is 26.5. The rate here is 23.43. This is and the 180 day fee is 1 to a contract paper. This is exactly how it works. There's an opening date, the closing date. Natural advisors, EcoBank, FSDH, ICO, they put that package the transaction together and tell you that the people that are behind this transaction don't put their weight into it if they don't see that it's secured. Now, I have done an investor that said that, oh, Segun, I want to invest in CP, and he was scared that, Segun, I hope it is safe. I said, it's safe, sir. But guess what? He did it. Saved me 5 million. Next time we do, did 10 million. I'm happy helping people like that because they come to the market and they are more confident of themselves. But yes, the entry limit to enter a CP is 5 million naira. And if you don't have such, yes, you can get people, and you have to fill this form, one commitment form, face value, the yield, and all. It's so easy to fill. And now this will be coming, can help you to fill all these things and all. But imagine you invest, where will you invest in a bank now that will give you a rate at higher 26% as you speak? Where do you think? Ask any bank. I was training Access Bank some times ago, and I asked them in the training that, guys, if I want to give you a rate right now, or want to leave my fund with you for 6 months, 10 million, what will you give me? And bank said 8.7%. Sir, and because you are the one you are our trainer, 8.75, but now somebody giving me 26.5 in the same market. You have got to learn to sweat your assets using CPs. So once you have filled commitment form, it's taken to the issuing house. The issuing house take it for their book building, and if sometimes it's oversubscribed, and if that happens, they will allocate to you what is due to you. So after you have filled this form, what you will now get is what they call a notice of allocation notice. So like my allotted total and so number of units or amount to pay for the CP. And when you pay, and once you have paid, and they'll give you the date to pay and account to pay to. Once you have paid, they'll give you another letter to confirm your investment. Now, in a brief, that's how CP works. And many people are making money from CP investment. And people are really catching up for CP investment because the rate is so much. The rate is so high, and it is less risk. That 9M now, put inside CP and find out that you are good to go and you have no issue. So CPs are helping two people. They are helping the investors who is making more money from their investment. They're also helping a firm or a company raising money to expand its operations. So it's having a good impact on both sides. And most people are rated. They will rate the company and by rating agencies and also approved by SEC. So that is for CP. And why am I talking about CP? Because CPs are very important. And they are key for you to understand how they work. Because some are hearing it, but you don't even know it. So please, when you see this company is using CPs, try to buy. And the bigger the company, the less rate it is, because in finance, the higher the risk, the higher the returns. So if a company is perceived to be more risky, the rate return will go up. But again, I don't want to bore you with that, but that's the way CP works. But let me just continue. But then let's give this to everybody who can answer this question in just 1 minute. And anybody, in 1 minute. Mr. Lee has 4 daughters. Each of his daughters has 1 brother. How many children does Mr. Lee have? Is it 7, is it 8, is it 9, is it 10, is it 20, is it 15? Who knows? Who's guessing it? Anybody? 5, correct. Nkechi, you deserve the sum of 5. Don't worry. You tried, you got it right. You and Yanshua, you guys got it very correctly. Well done. All right. Now, let me just let you know that you cannot try without money. Every of your dreams, every of your aspirations demands a cost. The house you want to buy, the school you want to go, that dream vacation you want to go for, that car you want to buy, that dream house you want to buy, those people want to give money for finance or something. Every of your dream has a cost in financial terms. Every of your aspiration has a cost in financial terms. And you know, somebody told me that one time, I say that if I give you 2 billion naira now, will you ever work again in your life? So I say, no, me, why will I work 2 billion, work again in my life? You know, I had a client that met me and said, if it's for mobile, they paid him gratuity of 600 million. And tell Segun, please, just give me my returns. Save. I don't want anything risky. Money market investments. Every quarter, pay my interest. That man, as we speak, will be going to not less than 20 million naira every month, every quarter. Now, if you are the one sitting down, enjoying yourself, no any risk investment, that enjoying your interest. But I'm telling you that there's a point you get in your life that you understand that your life is much more than the money you are making. Money is now becoming a means to an end. A means to an end. So that is very, very important to understand that as a person, if you give me 10 billion naira now, to be honest, I already have a plan of what to do with it. So every of your aspirations have financial costs. And this is why you have to be, number one, your approach be innovative, number two, collaborative. Because you cannot try without money. And this is why you need what they call SKA. SKA means skills, knowledge, and attitude. Anywhere you can demonstrate enough skill, because people always go for value. Anywhere you can demonstrate enough skills, adequate knowledge, and good attitude, believe me, you will get what they call OPC. OPC means other people's confidence. And once people have confidence in you, naturally, you have what they call OPM. OPM means other people's money. I have people that been keep money with me now for investment for years, in millions of naira, and because I've shown SKA, I have OPC and I have OPM. If you want to build wealth for yourself, you must understand the point of how you are able to gather these things together. Do you have enough skills? Do you have the right knowledge? And do you have the right attitude? But when you have social wealth, this is how you maximize your social wealth. You become your financial wealth. Now, let's talk about stock. I'm talking about investment for stock. When you are buying shares, at the moment, many firms are paying dividends. Why? Many banks, because banks year-end usually match. And many banks are declaring very, very good dividends. If you want to get dividend of those banks, if you buy them now, you cash out. But guess what? I told somebody that those investments are very good for you, such that if you buy now, because I'll show you an example of one now. You buy now, many people want to buy the same stock, so the price will rise. Now, for stock investment, please listen to me very well. You're either a bull or a bear. Bulls are the people that buy when the prices are rising, and they sell when they feel the price are going to its peak, and they sell. A bear buys shares when the prices are low, so I can sell when the prices are high. So if you are making money in the stock market, the way to make money is in 3 ways. Number one, through what they call capital gain or capital appreciation. What does this mean? You buy a stock at 5 naira, and the next month it has become 10 naira. You have made as much as 5 naira gain. Almost doubling the amount of money. That's capital gain or capital appreciation. Number two, you can make money from stocks via dividends. These companies pay dividend every year, especially companies that are very good fundamentally. So even if you don't make money via capital gain, when you pay dividend, you make money as well too. They'll pay you dividend in cash. Number three, through bonus and all. You can get bonus and all the likes. But you must understand that when you invest in the capital market, it's risky. When somebody asks me, Segun, what should I invest? What share should I buy? I tell them, calm down. Let me tell you the fact first. Can you cope if the prices come down? Then no. You must understand the fact that when you are buying equity investment, you are buying into a risky investment. That the price could go either way. It can go up and could go down. But what helps you to be able to invest properly is that you have a research analyst, you have somebody that you are giving information to a broker that can give you an idea of what to do. But he doesn't even know the exact thing that would happen, because no man can predict the market. So what I'm saying is that you invest with fundamentals. Look at the company. look at their books of returns, ask questions, then you invest. And when you are investing and you are still making money, don't be too greedy. Cash out your returns. Know when to enter, know when to exit. Ask your brokers. Usually, every quarter like this, so that shares will start increasing in price because many firms want to declare good share cap. And some now this is a code I'll tell you in the market. Now, come closer. Let me tell you the secret. Any stocks that the owner, the billionaire, and likes to collect his profit, that stock will always pay dividend every year. UBA, Zenith Bank, they will always pay dividend every year, and they always make money because the people that have the biggest amount of stocks in those companies are those billionaires that you're talking about, and they get their money in cash. So if you buy any of those stocks, you'll be sure that you will always get dividend. You always pay dividend because you want to cash out. So what do? You align. When they are buying, you buy. When they're selling, you sell. And you align appropriately, but you are assured of something that they will always pay dividend. And some companies get what do you call it now? Like value or pride from paying dividend. So you know that they will always pay dividend. So they have good dividend yield. So when you're buying stocks, you must understand that now that we are nearing the season of dividends, dividend now, right? But you must also understand that if you want to cash in now and make your money and make good money out of it. That's an example of Zenith Bank giving an announcement of them paying their dividend of 4 naira. So for every share that you have, if you have, now imagine you have 1 million of Zenith Bank shares. Just imagine in your head, you have 1 million unit of Zenith Bank shares. How much will be your profit, your dividend? That is 4 million naira. I know I have a man that like a client. This man spends his dividend like retirement income every year. That dividend income is what he used to survive for his family. Yeah, good. Okay. Every year, that was he used to make money for his dividend, for his family. Every year. Now, once you are looking at this page now, you will see period ended. Yes, by December 31st, but they have to submit their returns and their report by March, thereabout. And now you see, they are saying that when you read the second one, post dividend, you see it there. And yes, you have an AGM where the shareholders will approve it. But if you have Zenith Bank shares as at 15th of April, you'll be qualified. If not, you're not qualified. So if you buy now, the probability that if you buy any Zenith Bank shares now, as you go towards dividend period, the price will probably start increasing because some people will be monitoring how to make money towards for the dividend. And guess what, guys? If you buy now at 30 naira now, at next 2 weeks, when it's April, maybe April 11, your price might go to 40 naira or 45 naira, and you have made money at capital gain. Then you sell, and are still making good money. Anyways, just to give you an idea of what some of these things are, and to help you more appropriately to be able to maximize these investment outlets. Because for me, buying a CP, know that there's little or no risk. Buying a stock investment, know that there's a lot of risk. But true is that the higher the risk in finance, the higher the returns, and you can make good money from it. And now I just want to tell you something about planning your life for this year. Please, if you can, do something like this for yourself for the year. Have your revenue lines, have the months by the side. Revenue lines, you have your salaries, just have your different revenue lines. And in Nigeria that we are now, please keep increasing your revenue lines as much as possible. Salaries, consulting, everything now this is my own, and this is just a template. So after you have done your salaries, I pay God, then I pay myself. Some of you don't pay yourself. You always pay people, but you pay yourself. Pay yourself. Have something in your own name. You are nobody's source. You're only a channel. I beg you. Now, I got my very first land in Abuja by this. Someone called me and said, "Shegun, the land in Abuja, blah, 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 blah." And if not that I had something for myself as an investment, this was years ago now. I just dropped the investment, blah, 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 got the land. In 2 or 3 years, it has increased in value times 2. What am I saying, guys? Pay yourself. Then look at your expense. I believe that I'll see you at the top and all the very best. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Shegun, for this amazing session. I looked for trouble a bit, but at least it started the conversation. All right. I think what I love about what you've talked about is you've not just told us how to be financially literate. And something I always say is know your numbers. Many people don't know their numbers as entrepreneurs. You also advised us to pay ourselves and create a spreadsheet for our own financial planning. I think you took us to a place we did not expect you to take us to, which is straight into, okay, you're not just telling us invest, 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 but you gave us the background and why we should invest and what we should invest in potentially. And a question, when you talked about people coming together, would you say that if people are coming together to invest in something like this and pulling funds together, will they have to involve a lawyer to ensure that everybody is doing due diligence, and how do we share the profits or something like that? What would you recommend? Because we know we do this adjust stuff, but people decide to convert their adjust stuff into investments. Instead, like you just keep putting the money together every month, and then at the end of the year, we invest in something. How do we protect ourselves when we're doing something community-led?
All right. So for this, what you can do is that you come to the investment house for the pen, where you come and act as an SP or a club, where you found. The investment will bring them up, where you have the president and the treasurer that double signs any instructions, right? And also and agreed by the members. With that, because investment firm is involved and they are in charge, very about nobody can take anybody that will not approve an investment firm. So you are secure with that. Then you go to now take it step further.
Yes.
I'm going to reach out to lawyer, have an agreement signed by everybody. But then that can be put back on, that can be long. And then can be very quick. Another step to this again is buying into a mutual fund. A mutual fund gives you that privilege. But yes, it's not as high as because that club for investment. But for a mutual fund, you'll be charged on the fund. Like you'll be charged for fee, registrar fee, and other kind of fee on the fund. But you have to better off the mutual fund because it's also very structured and by fund manager. Very bad. But if it's a club, 5 million is what you need. The other people that have 5 million there come together. You agree on what it is. You agree on whose name, not yourself. Whose name was to be or to do but signatory, and you are good.
Okay. All right. Okay. I like that. Thank you very much for that, because people will be interested in coming together, and we have to think about our culture and financial literacy. Thank you so much for that. I don't know if anybody else had questions, but people are just saying, wow, very interesting and insightful session. Nkechi was right. Get the money and consult Shegun. So someone has proven what Nkechi said. Nkechi said, collect the money and then go and meet someone. And I like that, because when we get the money, some of us already have projects. Oh, Yekini Kolawole has a question. All right. So we'll take that question before we go on our break. Our break this time will be a bit shorter then. But Yekini, please, your question. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ikechi, for this section, for moderating, and thanks, Mr. Chegwaremi, for doing justice to this presentation. So my question is, if I have or claim or receive dividends from share that I bought maybe some years back, so what are the process of getting it back?
All right, quickly, and let me just say this, that first, please send me a DM on my WhatsApp, and we'll help you with that. But now, this is going to work. The first is that we have to compile all your certificates, and if you don't have, we'll do what they call a global search to check everywhere you ever have any dividend at all. At all, that have pending everywhere. And we have helped many people actually. I've helped many people and testimonies to back it up physically. So I have a guy that work with me on that. That you have to just the groundwork. You go all the way to start. You have to go round and round and round. And but then it will take some time. But because it takes a lot of work, they'll look for everything. The signature will be confirmed. But again, those are things that you will pay for. All the money I want along the line. And what we covered also is quite a small fee on it, just to that you have saved, you have worked, you have been back value on the fee. But through that, you have helped many people recover as much as several millions of dollars. And they have been happy with it. And guess what? Those shares, once they are even bought into the system, and even be sold for you, and also make money out of it again. And even if your granddad, your great grandfather, those are both shared the nephew, there they go, total, blah, 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 blah. Just put your name on the ground and we'll get it done for you. But number one, when you sign, get it ready, your passport, your ID card, you should be handy. But you'll require it to be sure that you are the one that owns the document.
All right, thank you so much. I love the conversation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. And I think one thing I will take away from this, financial literacy should be, it's something important, but when we are making investments and things like that, we should speak to experts and we should stop winging it, because sometimes we just wing it and we just watch a couple of videos, and then when things don't go well, we start saying, oh, we didn't get good advice. But how can people reach you online? Because your LinkedIn is fantastic. I'm wondering to tell people, because I don't want to be partial and talk about certain things. So how can people connect with you to learn more and just educate themselves properly? You're muted if you're speaking.
All right, so LinkedIn, please check out remove my name. And I'm on WhatsApp. That's very easy now. WhatsApp is very easy. My number is, if I never give my number right now, it's 78077
0877, yes.
7781
81
04
04
72.
72. So LinkedIn, just check for Chegwaremi, and he has given you his number to contact him directly, which is quite generous. So reach out to him. And oh yes, he has placed this on the screen for you. Take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this and then reach out. But thank you so much for that. And hopefully everybody is able to connect, and we will connect still. All right.
Yeah,
all the best. So we're going to go on, you're welcome. We're going to go on a 6-minute break, and then we'll be back to speak with our next speaker. And that's Ladi. I'm so excited about this conversation also. The conversation today has been fantastic. We've talked about mothers, then we've talked about financial literacy. And from my own perspective, I see it as making wise financial decisions through by getting financial guidance from experts. Reach out to Shego if you have questions, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Cheers. All right, everyone, we are back. Seems I misread the time, but we'll be good. We've got, before Laddie comes in, we're going to have Stella. And I always love hearing from Stella. So we're going to be hearing more about SECA Africa announcements by Stella Onwuche, the COO of SECA Africa. I don't know if she's with us, so she can come on screen. Oh, I am not on screen even. Okay, yes. So she could come on screen. But as usual, our new practice, say hello in your language if you are back. Just tell me hello, tell me hi. Let's see if people are back. No, Stella is going to talk for a couple of minutes before we come to you. She's not talking for long. So Stella is going to speak for 10 minutes. Then you will speak at from 12:10 to 12:55, Laddie. So you're still there. So Stella is just coming to talk about SECA Africa. We're coming back to you after that. So let me see if I will learn languages today. Oh, everybody says Ndewo. Okay. Can everybody hear me? So someone told me Ndewo. Ndewo Nkechi. Hello from listen. Hello, Eweso. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Eweso. If Stella is not around, OBK, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Trying to
Okay,
get my
all right,
screen.
Laddie. All right, that's fine. So Laddie was saying, Stella, so now I understand. She was shocked that she was going to hear from Sanufa. Sanufa. Okay, let me learn more languages. I'm from Bielsa State. I'm a Nimbe girl, so we'll say Nuau. Nuau is hi, good morning, hello. That's how I'll be great. So if you hear me on the phone with my mom, my friends have started saying it. I'll just be like, Nuau, mommy. That's all I'll say. All right. Thank you so much for teaching me your languages. So I will wait for the SECA Africa team to come on board. I think we are a bit behind schedule. I'm always looking at my time and I remember that people are on a different time zone. So I'm like 11, 12. So that's my own bad. So Sanu is northern. Eweso. Yekini Kolawole. I was thinking you would tell me a Cairo, but I've not ever heard Eweso before. And listen, one thing we did today was we shared everybody's area of expertise. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to read what we have in the house, so we can see the variety of people we have. So I said I was a productivity coach and a social media consultant. I always say I teach social media managers how to manage social media, or CEOs. Fun is another content creator on social media. Fantastic. Once you're ready, let me know. A professional speaker, Ben Wayo. So we have Sally Salia, security services, journey management and trainings. That is very interesting. Our HR manager is Nkechi. Occupational health and safety professional, that is Yakini. And so we have a variety of people that can collaborate and work on things together. Usman is an innovation scientist and a proponent of open source technology, innovator hub manager, BOI ATBU, currently working with Oplo Global Innovations. You need to come and talk to us about AI and open source technology one day because we need to hear from you. We've got people management and someone that wants to be a financial expert when he grows up. We've got a psychologist in the house, and I like the fact that Nkechi works with millennials in the workspace. That's one topic she can talk about. Temi Dyer is an educator, mental health and emotional well-being advocate. I love that. We've got a variety of people in the house, and it's always wonderful to have a cross-section of people. Oh, my camera wasn't even on. So, okay, are we ready?
Yes, just a quick one. I won't take much of our time.
Okay. All right. That's all
I
right.
believe that we've been having an amazing day
Yes,
so far.
yeah.
Congratulations to everyone who made it to a March edition of the Pan-African webinar. I believe you're looking forward to next month's edition. For us at SECA, it has always been about giving value to the people in our community, whether it is paid classes, free classes, learning resources, whatever it is that can help our communities become, our community members become better. That is what we're always thinking about. And community is very central for us. We see it as the core of our business because as much as we may want to sell, we also need to get closer to the people we are selling. So you hear us say something about being closer to you. And if we keep reinforcing that, and not many really have understood the power of community and how powerful it can be when you consciously and strategically deploy it in your business or in your career, whatever you do. And so, drawing from our many years of experience doing, building, iterating, curating, fine-tuning community, became very important for us to give those hands-on, very applicable strategies that will make you do far better when it has to do with community. There are several things we've done and several pricing attached to it, whether it was a Brand Community Mastermind or the book market without a budget, several things. But what we currently have is a system that gives you that self-paced learning approach, such that you are literally spending little, learn more over a long period of time, 12 months. Imagine spending as low as 10,000 Naira to have 24 videos, 52 emails, calls to do, and access to several discounted programs at SECA, just with 10,000 Naira. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, that you're having 24 videos, like 24 videos that should have cost hundreds of thousands of Naira, and you are having 24 of those videos at 10,000 Naira. That for me is the most amazing opportunity ever. So if you're on this call and you can see my screen, then what will stop you from not subscribing for the community's membership and subscription portal? What actually will make you not to be on that platform? 10,000 can't even do data. So imagine you are getting 24 videos, access to several networks, currently there are over 120 people who have subscribed, and you can imagine the value they are getting for just 10,000 Naira. So this is just a reminder that money you didn't make this year came your way, the opportunity came your way, but it wanted only 10,000 for you to invest. So I'm encouraging you not to sleep on this opportunity, not to rationalize the opportunity, not to say, oh, later. Well, there may be a later, but it will not be at 10,000, maybe at 100 or at 1 million. So why not spend the 10,000 this morning and get out your phone and make a transfer, 10,000 Naira, and get into that platform where you are constantly learning everything it takes for you to build a community for what you are doing currently, step by step. Even if you don't have anything you're doing currently, let's say you don't have a big business or an organization or a community and all of that, but you can also start from those courses, from those weekly emails. There is that thing that strikes and triggers something, be like, aha, think this is that direction I need to head. So this is your opportunity, and we're inviting you for the best opportunity ever this year. Well, if you do not have 10,000, you can also afford 20,000. Whichever way that works, there is an opportunity for you to make more money, and we are not shying about that. And that is the concept of money class. Mr. Shegu talked about making more money. So this is one of that opportunity to pay 20,000 naira, sit with Coach Sam for 3 hours, and he's teaching you every strategy he has used for the past 15 to 20 years to make more money. Access to him, you are having him on the call, you're acting on your question, and you are learning every strategy he has used to make more money for the past 20 years. Are very, 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 very beautiful offers given to us at very low pricing. So you can either make your payment for 10,000 and join the community subscription and membership platform and get access to up to 24 videos, every weekly tasks, weekly emails, hands-on support, help you build community, or you pay 20,000 to join the class happening April 11th to learn how to leverage proven strategies for making more money. The ball is in our courts. And I'm so sure that someone has made a payment. Is it you? Thank you very much. I hand over to you, DK, while we
Thank
wait
you
to onboard
very
people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this. I think the fantastic thing about the community one is that as entrepreneurs, sometimes we know what to do, but we just need our guidance and support. And I believe that this community will keep you from guessing and making an informed decision when it comes to the task that you're required to do. Kind of gives you accountability outside yourself. Because entrepreneurship, you're doing it alone, and having an opportunity to sit with Coach Sam or join the community, which I believe is fantastic. Trust me, the offers are great. The to-do list aspect is fantastic. And I'm sure if you have questions about it and you want more information, reach out to the team and have a conversation with them and then join. All right, then. Okay, I was looking forward to hearing from Stella, but hopefully we can hear from her later on or another time. So, without further ado, we're going to go to our next guest, right? Yes, so I'm excited to speak with Ladi or hear from Ladi today. Ladi Felix, because when I saw what she called herself, I was like, this is going to be a very, very interesting conversation. Because mental health is something that I am passionate about, and seeing a fellow advocate for mental health and emotional health as a mental health and emotional wellness coach and trainer, it is good to hear from counselors that have been in practice. They have the lived experience. They've supported other people on their journey. And Ladi, if you are in the room, please switch on your camera and let's try your audio as I'm introducing you. Oh, fantastic. Hi, Ladi. We're wearing glasses. Good.
Okay.
Hey, nice to see you.
Pleasure is all mine.
So Ladi is someone that I'm sure you're curious about. Like I said, she's a trained mental and emotional wellness counselor. So when she tells you self-care is important, she's not just talking from my head, she's talking from experience because she has been trained. She's a coach and she's a trainer also. She has helped singles, married, and professionals who desire more clarity and balance in their personal and professional life through an integrative counseling and coaching approach, so that they can be better equipped with skills and coping strategies to navigate the life challenges and achieve personal and professional fulfillment. I love that. She's currently the director at the Helping Hands Emotional Center, a wellness counseling and training center. She hosts a series of online programs, one of which is Navigate Life with Ladi Felix, and I'm going to be a guest on it, so don't worry, I've invited myself. She's a joyful wife to her all-time best friend, Felix. I love that. She said, I'm a joyful wife to my all-time best friend, Felix, and a grateful mother of 3 beautiful girls. So without further ado, let's say hello to fellow mental health advocate, Ladi Felix. Hi, Ladi. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
It was wonderful. Looking
I guess I'm audible, right?
You are audible, but let's hear you talk a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I was thinking there was an echo. I'm just trying to see if there's an echo.
Okay. So you can check again.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's
Okay.
good. And I'm
Okay.
looking forward to your topic of winning habits or stress
Yeah.
management.
Yeah.
As Nigerians,
I'm going to try my best.
we like stress, we like work. So please come and help us out.
Seriously. That's why, okay, fine, let me not jump the gun. I really wanted to not miss the opportunity to say you have been a very wonderful, should I call you a host or a MC? But whatever it is that Seka made you to do now in this whatever, you are doing it so well. And I give you your 10 over 10.
Best
Like
gift
you
this
kept
year.
us as facilitators all glued from the beginning to the end.
Thank you.
And you kept us all engaged.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you and well done.
Oh, I'll receive that. I'm learning to receive. So
And
thank you
also,
so
of
much
course,
for
to all the other facilitators still in the house. We've made the house engaging. Like I'm just looking at the time, like, oh, I didn't know I've been on my laptop since 10 o'clock. The room has been engaging, everybody contributing. And I was like, wow, let's give ourselves kudos and a round of applause, really. Thank you so much for having me. And then, of course, to our governing house, Seka Africa, thank you for the invitation. You played a very vital role in my life, as in, maybe if I have the time, I'll share the story of how Seka saved my life, really. But they've been my savior. They've been one of the saviors God sent to me. And that's why I'm forever indebted to Seka. Anytime I hear Seka, I am their champion ambassador. And I talk about Seka passionately anywhere I go. So thank you, Coach Sam. Thank you, Seka team. And well done for all that you do. So we're going to jump into what we have today. And I'm going to try to share my screen now. Okay. Is it sharing now?
Yes, we could see your screen.
Okay, good. So what I basically want to talk about today is about managing stress, which is not a new thing to all of us. Stress is something that we should be familiar with, and that is my message this afternoon. Yeah, it should be something we should be familiar with. We shouldn't be afraid of. We should know it, educate ourselves on it, find our coping strategies, and build on it. Because what happens is that most people are afraid of stress. They make it look as if it's one lion that wants to come and eat you and all that. And so you're always, running away from it, hiding, or not learning what to do with it when it comes. So because of that, a lot of people fall victims of not being able to manage stress. But in this world, in this part of the world where we live, and most of us, the kind of job that we do, we can't run away from stress. But what we can do or learn to do is manage it. Look for something that works for you to manage this stress, because if you know how to manage the stress for yourself, you learn to see that it's even a productive word and not a disadvantage. It's an advantageous word and not a disadvantage. Okay, so I'm going to be just going through these few slides of mine, and then let's see what we can do with it. And I want to believe that maybe someone can prompt me once I have like 5 more minutes to go. So that
okay, I'll switch on the camera to just prompt you.
Yes, I will appreciate that. Okay, fine. So before we go on, I'm just curious to want to ask us a question. We've been so engaging. So let it not be that it's my turn now and everybody will keep quiet. Please, let's talk. I'm going to ask you guys a question and I'll be watching from the chat room. I'm just wondering, what do we do? Because I want us to learn from each other. What do you do when you notice like what you feel you have control over all of a sudden looks as if it's controlling you? More like when you lose control over things, what do you do at an instance? Let me have like our opinion. Maybe it has happened to you. You feel that, oh, for instance, something happened to me now. I felt I had everything all checked. all of a sudden, before my time, I think while I think he's what's the name again? The financial guy. Sorry, I can't remember his name again. You know, when he was talking, all of a sudden my network started to misbehave. And then I now remember that, oh, I didn't have the second network. I had to start looking for it. Who took my Wi-Fi? What's happening here and there? At a point, I almost wanted to lose it. But I now remembered, oh, you're going to talk about stress. So don't even start stressing yourself, you know. So my question is, what do you do when the situation seems as if it's going out of control? So let's have like 3-4 responses. Let me see responses. Okay, someone says, I slow down. I love that. Take a step back and re-strategize. Yekidi said, I pause and go into meditation. Powerful. Take deep breaths. Scream. Let me read this very well. Someone said, take a deep breath before. Okay, hold on. My mouth is. I pause and don't stop. Then breathe. Sometimes I watch a comedy so I can laugh. Okay, DK. Wow, I love that. Laughter does a good thing to us. Someone informed said, I call for help or go for therapy. Went to mental health hospital. Wow. Olatunji said, I don't beat myself. I try to find out what went wrong and I fix it if I can. Beautiful. I love all our contributions. Why did I ask that question? Okay, I'm seeing you in Nkechi. Nkechi said, I pause to reflect and take short mental break and sometimes watch an action thriller. In fact, this is really interesting. Short mental break. You know, as mental health advocates, this is one thing we always advocate. There is something called mental break. Please, anywhere you go, there's so just like you have physical break, you have mental break. In fact, this is a word I use so often. People look at me and like, yes, yes. Once I'm getting overwhelmed, I tell people, please, I'm taking a break. I'm taking a mental health break so that I don't break down completely. So I really love this. And I wish that somebody is actually also taking this. You are permitted to take mental break. And especially now that mental health is already becoming something that is acceptable, even in our workplace. You get to a point where you know that I'm always almost at breaking point. Ask for a mental break and make sure you are utilizing it. Thank you so much. Your responses are so beautiful, you know. And the next thing I want to talk about is the fact that, you know, affirmations are so beautiful. I always start my day and anything I want to do with affirmations. Everything I'm talking about here is highlighting and spotlighting on stress management and, you know, what you can do in understanding stress and managing it. One of them is affirmation. Live your life with beautiful affirmations. Whatever works for you, please don't play with affirmation. Your mental health boosts better if you start with yourself. You start your day. How do you start your day? You know, how you end your day is important, but most importantly for me is even how you start your day. Because you might end your day not feeling too good, but you wake up, is another chance for you to create another beautiful magic with your life. So I wake up every morning and I'm stretching my hands and I'm saying, life is beautiful. It doesn't matter what I see around me that is working or not working. My life is beautiful. So notwithstanding, life is beautiful, but my life is beautiful. Okay, so I'm just sharing my affirmation to you, and I'm hoping that all of us here have something we are using as affirmations to help us. You know, whatever area it is that beats you the most, get an affirmation in that area and build on it. Say it every day, every time until it's part of you. As it is now, no matter what happened to me, I always remember that I want to get the beauty out of the situation. You know, and begin to ask myself, why is it that we can get a lemonade out of lemon? Why is it that, you know, when we want to make any beautiful dish, the raw materials we use to make this beautiful dish are usually not sweet in the beginning, but when you put them together, they come out very beautiful. It means that life can throw at us so many things like spices, whatever it is. But when we are able to, you know, put some of these soft management skills that we're going to talk about, the sure result is you are going to cook something beautiful, both for yourself and the people around you. Okay, so if you have an affirmation, one affirmation that you want to share with us, as I move on because of time, you can just post it and let us read it. Somebody is out there and is learning. Like I've also learned so much in these our classes. I've learned so much. Now, you can post your affirmation. Somebody is there to listen and to read. If you have something short you want to share with us. Okay, so the next thing I have here is I'm saying, think about this. I'm also a lover of quotes. So I'm sharing practically my life with you, how I survive stress. And I feel that, and I trust that you're going to learn one or two things from it. One of the ways I survive stress too is try to learn from people that have gone ahead of me. I learned to look at topics and really sit down on these topics and really dissect them, see how they have affected me. I love, Ufom, thank you for sharing. I love your vulnerability too, and for sharing this. You say tough times don't last, tough people do. Beautiful. I can see that already, that, you know, me and you, we are going to really go through this together. Tough times don't last, tough people do. So I go through people's mind. You know, quotes help us to check what is in the minds of some people, especially people that have gone ahead of us, and be able to understand topics better. So like looking at stress, I decided to check stress. So what were people talking about stress? I know I got these different quotes, but because of time, I'm going to just read maybe one, and then we'll just move on. The first one by Donald Chipsing says, stress is like spice. In the right proportion, it enhances the flavor of a dish. Too little produces a bland, dull meal. Too much may choke you. Productivity. Okay, DK Jonah, he said, productivity starts with jaga jaga. This is my quote and motto. It makes me understand that I can make a mess. Yes. And then you can make a message out of your mess. If you look at your mess very well, there is always a message, right? So a message is always in a mess, and a miracle can also come out of your mess. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with mess. You can always make the mess, but make sure that there's a message in your mess. These too shall pass. Wow. Yes. Whatever it is that is happening to us, the Tinubu of today, it will surely pass. Tinubu will surely pass. Let him come and do his time. He will pass. Benjamin said, I'm learning so much here. Some Benjamin said, I will not accept defeat for what I can repeat. Wow. I will not accept defeat for what I can repeat. If I can repeat it, I can defeat it. Beautiful. I think I'm understanding what you're trying to say. Okay. If I can repeat it, I can defeat it. Well, meaning that more like saying you are giving yourself a second chance, right? So if something didn't go right now, it doesn't mean that if I repeat it, I won't get it right. I think that's what you're trying to say, right, Benjamin? Thank you so much. So almost everything that we have said here now, do you know that you can link it to this Donald Chipsing's quote? Thank you, Benjamin. Stress is like spice. In the right proportion, it enhances the flavor of your dish. Too little produces a bland, dull meal. Too much may choke you. Meaning that what we are looking at here is balance. We are looking at balance. You can't say, oh, I don't want stress at all. You need the stress. And you need to begin to look at the stress as a spice, where if you put too much of it, it may choke you. If you have too little of stress, you become dull. Nothing is motivating you. So you see, so I'm an advocate of stress and stress management. I feel that some people that you see them so lazy, laid back, is because they've not allowed a fair level of stress to activate them and push them forward. And then when you allow it too much, you know, to the point that it begins to affect your productivity, then it becomes too much. And then we can say, oh, your stress level is high, your stress level is low. So what I'm trying to advocate for is, how can we put our stress level on a balance where it's not too much and it's not too little? Okay. So remember the watchword is balance. Balance. Stress is a natural. Now I said, what is origin of stress? I just wanted to briefly just talk about the origin of stress so that, you know, when you know the origin of something, you tend not to be afraid of it. Instead, it becomes to be afraid of you. Okay, so From much study, I came to realize that from definition, they say stress is a natural human response to a difficult situation that can cause a feeling of mental tension or worry. It can be caused by any thought or event that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. The first thing that caught my attention was, it's a natural human response. Guys, if it's natural, just like going to toilet, just like eating, just like, you know, any other natural things that we do, you know, so why should I now allow it to, you know, make it overwhelm me? Something that is natural. What I just need to do is learn how to navigate around it. It's just like saying eating is natural, and then if you don't balance what you eat and how you eat, it becomes a problem. So I want us to begin to see stress as something that is natural. It's God gave us a pinch of you know, God gave it to us as part of our natural response to internal and external events around us. But the issue normally is that, how are you able to balance it? How are you able to balance it? Okay, so we have a story time, and I'll just rush through this because most of us must have heard about it, how the whole stress story came about, the fight, freeze, or flee response. We're told that, you know, some of the psychologists that came about the stress theory studied how our forefathers, the olden days, survived, and we came to realize that they were able to, you know, most of these people lived in the bush, wilderness, where there was no wristwatch, there was no timing, but they were able to survive and survive very well. How were they able to do it? It was through the fight, freeze, or flee response. They were able to train themselves, their senses, their ability to monitor their environment. And the three things that they discovered was, once there was danger, which your body is able to recognize, you are able to either fight the danger, freeze, that is, fight the danger means that you're going to confront whatever it is that is coming to you as stress. Whatever it is that is coming to you as stress, you're able to fight it, you're able to, you know, push it back, or you freeze. That means you just stand still, you become immobile, you are not able to move because, you know, the whole thing, that's where you begin, that's where you begin to have your heart beating too fast, because at that moment, at that instant, you just freeze. Then the third response is flee. We have people that will just flee the situation. They want to avoid confrontation. They just want to, anything stress, you won't even see them there. They are just running away. All these things are responses that didn't start with us, but started with, and it was noticed even from our forefathers. You know, that was how they were able to survive the wilderness. So if they're able to survive it then we are able to survive it. All of these responses are valid. You fighting the stress, freezing, fleeing, they're all valid. The only issue is if it begins to tamper with your productivity. You know, mental health, we talk about every of your emotions is valid. Every of your emotion, that's how you feel concerning anything, is valid. But when it begins to tamper with your productivity, when it begins to make you to be less productive, then it becomes an issue. Okay, then it becomes an issue. So what we are looking at really now is management. Management. Stress is not something that is new. It's something that we've seen it before. People have survived under stress. So you can survive under stress. What you need is balance, knowledge, and understanding, okay? And recognizing stress when you see it. So briefly, I'll just go through this. You know, sometimes some people say, how will I know I'm even stressed? I don't know when I'm stressed. I don't know. I just feel I'm tired. But does it mean that anytime I'm tired, I'm stressed? Does it mean not really? Anytime you're tired does not mean that you're stressed, okay? But let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these symptoms. Let's look at some of these things that you can actually start to recognize in yourself if you see it and, you know, check it, and then tells you that you are stressed and you need to relax, or you need to begin to, you know, do some of those coping mechanisms so that you are out of danger. Some of the physical symptoms we can say here is sleeplessness. Sleeplessness, not just for one day, okay? When you begin to notice a lot of insomnia, okay, maybe you can't sleep for like 2 days, then you begin to ask yourself, why am I not sleeping? You're not asking yourself, am I stressed? And it's not just one symptom, okay? It's a combination of so many symptoms. You can't just say, because I'm not sleeping, it means I am stressed. No. That's why it's good sometimes when you can't figure out things, you meet a professional. A professional is able to put so many things together and diagnose and say, fine, I feel like, oh, based on this put together, take you through some tests. You know that there's something we call stress test. There's a test that you can go, your therapist can make you go through those tests, ask you some questions before we can diagnose you as having stress or sleeping disorders. We don't just throw those words around as mental health experts. We don't just throw, she's depressed, she has anxiety. No, it has to be properly diagnosed. Okay, it has to be properly diagnosed. And there are so many things we look at. One of the things is consistency. If some of these symptoms are in your life or you feel them in your body consistently for a long time, these are some of those checks and balances. Okay, so sleeplessness, sweating, all of a sudden you're just sweating, you are feeling fatigued. Headache is one major stress indicator that I can say for sure. When you have consistent headache. In fact, research shows that there's this kind of headache that shows, you know, when you feel the headache and it's like half of your forehead is almost like leaving your body. You're not feeling half of your forehead. You're feeling the right, you're not feeling the left, or it's like your head is divided into two. Up is hot, down is not hot. Those are serious stress indicators. Okay, so let's not joke with them. Digestive problems, low energies, consistently, you just notice every day in and out, you're having low energy. Please check it. These are symptoms of stress. Some of the psychological symptoms have to do with maybe heart diseases. Sometimes you go to the hospital. I had a client once that went to the hospital and, you know, she complained of malaria. She went to the hospital. They treated her. It didn't go. Treated her again. It didn't go. And I had to call her and say, come, this one now that you have taken how many malaria treatments and it's not going, let's sit down. It's proper. What is actually happening to you might not really be a physical health issue. Maybe it's a mental health issue, you know. But by the time she sat down and we started to talk, she started to open up and we discovered that she was actually going through tremendous stress in her work. But she was not the talking type, so she was not voicing it. It was like a case of, you know, what was it again? She was really complaining of her boss. You know, her boss was really putting her down and she couldn't voice out. So all that was really stressing her. And that translated to malaria. Sincerely, if you ask me, I don't know how. But do you know that unchecked stress, if your stress level gets so high and you leave it unchecked, you keep enduring the sleeplessness, enduring the fatigue, enduring all these other physical symptoms, it can translate to psychological symptoms. And that's why you see people all of a sudden beginning to get obese. I'm not eating too much, but I'm adding weight. We begin to check so many things. Part of the things we check is your stress level. Have you been taking so much? How much have you been taking? Then what is your even stress level? You know, there are tests we carry out to even check your stress level. And we say, oh, you can't go beyond this stress. If you go beyond this stress, this is how it can affect you. Okay, so you see some people getting obese, not because they are eating, not because they are trying their best, but because they've not been able to check their stress level, they are just going out of control. Organ failures and all that. Then psychosocial symptoms, relationship conflicts. We see that in marriages or in relationships. You just see people just snapping out, getting angry, you know. It begins to affect even self-esteem. You know, for those in relationships, sometimes if you want to, you know, really, check it, you see that it can come. When you are very stressed, that is when you are unable to manage relationship. And for those people in here that maybe are relationship counselors, they will tell you that when you are stressed, don't try to even resolve any conflict. When you are stressed, leave that conflict because there's nothing good that will come out of it. Somebody gave an insight, said, sometimes you need to pause, close everything, and then come back again and look at it in a better perspective, okay? So stress can really affect us in so many ways. I need to move on. It can affect us in so many ways. And I want us to look at our lives. If you can see the picture here, if you can see this picture here, can I just see like one? Let me have a little bit of an engagement in the house. You can see okay, Jonah can see, thank you so much. Let me have one more person. You can see my picture. Let me just have a one. Okay. So what I have here is 2 scenarios, which also can, thank you so much, Yekini and Inform, thank you. So what we can see here is 2 scenarios, which also depict most of our lives. Let's imagine our lives are like gardens. And one common thing that you can see, okay, let's play a game, sharp. Out of these 2 pictures now, what can you see that is common? I think it was Oga Yekini that gave us, he made us to do a game and said he was going to give us 200,000. Me, I'm still waiting for my own. So what is one thing you can see common in these 2 pictures? Just look at the picture very well. What is one thing you can see common in this picture? Just try. Watering. Okay, someone said watering. Let me get 2 more response. Green plants, good. Both sparkling water or watering, good. Watering plant, green leaves. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love that. Nature, good. Yeah, beautiful. Exactly what I wanted you guys to see. You know, everything that you can see that is common is correct. These are supposed to be 2 gardens, more like 2 lives. Okay, the common thing that we have identified so far is more like we all have some common things. Like I'm seeing Jonah on the screen now. She's looking so beautiful. I'm looking so, I feel like I'm looking so beautiful. I want to believe I'm beautiful, like as beautiful as she is. You know, we are using glasses and she's in our home and in my home. There's so many common things about us, okay? So much similarities. But then it goes beyond that. Deep inside, there's something that is probably not similar. Okay, and that is what happens when you see so many people. Remember, in mental health, we say that be kind to people, because for every 1 person out of 4 human beings that you see is suffering from a mental health issue. Not necessarily a disorder, but an issue, you know. So be kind, because everybody might be looking similar. Oh, we are human beings. We go to the same work. We go to gym. We go to market. But trust me, there's so much going on our inside that is so different. For instance, in this picture, we can see that even though it looks as if all these gardens are being watered, but it looks as if one of the pictures is filled with so much garbage. It's not properly attended to. Unlike the other one, it's flourishing, it's all green, and we can see that it's, even though, you know, it's all green, but then it's so clear that this is more tended than this one that is filled with garbage. Okay, so why am I sharing this? I'm just saying that when you want to start helping yourself, one watchword is intentionality. The difference between those 2 gardens is that one was well tended to, one was left probably untended to. The fact that you are watering it is not enough. You must find a way of removing those garbages, those litters, every single day. Now, if somebody wants to take care of that other garbage now, this other garbage, you just imagine how many days it will take you to remove all this garbage and now start tending over this garden. But if every day you come and check yourself and say, oh, this thing is not supposed to be in my life, take it away. This thing is not supposed to be in my life, I take it away. I move it. Your garden will definitely be like this other one that looks very nice, okay? My message here is intentionality. It starts with intentionality. It's not enough to just be so pumped up. I want to do this, I want to do that. Trust me, life happens to us. But if we are not intentional about taking care of ourselves, like I said, I was going to share part of my story. I made a very life heavy decision, life decision about 5 years ago. And if you ask me to make that decision now, I would have taken a better approach. I'm not regretting it that much, but I wish I knew what I knew now. I wouldn't have taken that decision before. And that's why I am so passionate about educating people. I didn't have this platform. I didn't have somebody talking to me. I was under so much stress that I took a decision, and I was like, actually, the decision was that I left my job. But now I know so much that I feel that with what I know, I would have been able to balance myself very well. I would have kept my job, still be able to do what I want to do, and, you know, still come out very well. Because right now I am doing so many things at the same time, and I don't feel so much stress because I know when is my breaking point. I know when to say no. You know, I know when to say no. And somebody's in the, okay. And I know when to say no, and I move on. So intentionality is a word. In fact, for me, this word intentionality is even in my room on a sticker. I don't want to forget it. I wake up every morning and I want to be very intentional, because I mean, everything is about intentionality. Okay, let me pass this because of time. So I'll just talk about this, and then I'll go to the last slide, managing stress. I'll tell you one of the models that has worked for me that I feel we can also employ. I was talking about intentionality, and then, you know, I was talking about emotional stress and mental stress. These things are real. It happens to all of us, including me. You know, thank God we had a class on postpartum depression. These are emotional stress. You know, when you are under emotional stress, which can come from, you know, emotional issues that have not been resolved or attended to. Issues of anger, anxiety, sadness, fear can all come at you and cause emotional stress. And this emotional stress, if you don't also attend to it, it can move you to mental stress. You know, where you begin to make unsound decisions, your thoughts are not clear, you know, you are not balanced in your thoughts, in your thinking, in your actions. It can affect you in so many ways. And so I tell people, I always want to remind people and take them back to this picture of a garden. Imagine yourself as a garden. If you really want to flourish, what do you do to yourself? I said, be intentional about your health, your mental, your physical, your emotional health. And then the next thing I said, be self-compassionate. You know yourself better. Start with yourself. There is nothing that is as beautiful as self-compassion. A lot of us want to save the world. I know we have coaches in the house here. You know, we have therapists, we have teachers. Don't go saving the world and forget yourself. Save yourself first. Save yourself first. I see that a lot. It happens to me too. We want to do so many things at the same time. We want to help. We want to be everywhere. But you have forgotten that if you cannot give what you don't have. So the first thing first I want to preach all the time is self-compassion. Learn to be compassionate about yourself. In fact, for me, I feel that that one is, you know, if you really want to, you know, take care of emotional stress, you must learn to be self-compassionate. You must learn to you must learn to love yourself. How many of you have hugged yourself? When was the last time you hugged yourself? You know, I feel like hugging yourself is so therapeutic. Someone hugs you, fine, but then just hug yourself because you know yourself better. You know yourself better than any other person. You should appreciate yourself better. Self-compassion is something that you have to start with if you want to go through the journey of stress management. The next thing is mindfulness. We must learn to, all these things are topics that might take us a longer time to talk about, but we don't have that time. But I wish you go home. Thank God this webinar is on YouTube, so you can go home and take your time and learn. How have I been sabotaging my self-compassion? How have I been taking care of everybody except myself? You take care of everybody, at the end of the day, you're the one with headache. No, learn to sometimes say no. Learn to sometimes say, no, I need a break. Learn to sometimes say, oh, excuse me, I will do this thing, but can I do it at so time? You can't take in everything. You can't see, everybody cannot even love you. One of the trap I fell into of recent, I had to talk to myself. In fact, I'm a therapist, but I have my own therapist. I had to run to my therapist to say, I think I'm beginning to have this savior mentality. What should I do? You know, I was thinking I can save everybody. But you know, she told me something. She was a lady. She told me something. She said, lady, I've always told you that it doesn't matter who does not like you. Always be bothered. Always concentrate on the people that like you. And I was like, wow, that really makes sense. Because I wanted everybody to like me. I wanted to be the savior. You know, I had a quote. Someone say, you are not El Shaddai, else you shall die. I wanted to be El Shaddai. I wanted to, oh, so this person should like me. So I was breaking my boundaries. I was allowing everything. And then I started to lose it. But when I went to my therapist, she had to, you know, reconfigure my mentality back. She said, you're not El Shaddai, else you will die. And then number two, you can't save everybody. And everybody must not like you. It's okay. You are not called to everybody. Focus on the people you are called to. Focus on the people that are listening to you and do the best you can do there. And that really helped me. I know once I shifted my focus, I started to grow back my confidence. I started to grow back my, my joy. My joy started to come back. So self-compassion is very key. Mindfulness, being in the present, not in the past, not in the future. Most of us are right here. We're already so much engrossed in our past, what we did, what we didn't do, or our future, what we are supposed to do. No, all these things can turn you more into anxiety and all that. Learn to be in the present. Learn to enjoy your presence. Your present is to do. Once in a while, somebody talk about meditation as a form of, therapy and all that. Learn to meditate. Learn to sit down with yourself and be mindful. Because when you are mindful, that's when you even be able to understand your body speaking to you. You know that your body gives you sign before it breaks down. Even before you have malaria, your body tells you. I have studied myself so well that I know when I'm supposed to, when something is, when I'm going to break down or when malaria is coming, my body speaks to me. How did I learn that? I learned mindfulness. Once in a while, I do it as often as I can. I don't want to say every day, let me not lie, but as often as I can, I pause. I take a time off everything. I just keep still and listen to my body. I know when my heart is beating faster. I know when my eyes are becoming heavy. I know when my environment is changing. You need to begin to be in tune with yourself. These are powerful habits that you can imbibe in your journey to stress management. So let me just go through this last slide. Managing stress, the GROW model. This is a model that I just developed for myself, but I know that there are so many models. If you check online, you see so many ways you can manage stress. But let's start with this one. For those that don't have a model at all, you want to manage your stress. You want to be in tune. You want to be able to balance stress for yourself. Number one, I say, let's go through the GROW model. Number one, get going. Get going. What do I mean by get going? Start whatever it is that you need to start. One of the stressors that I've discovered talking with people is most times your stressors can come from frustration. You want to do something, you are not able to do it, whatever it is that is limiting you. For instance, we have a financial expert coming to me. He's reminding me that, I've always told myself I needed to learn more on investment and all that. If I don't start doing something now, it can develop into stress. And this stress can come up in so many ways. But the main thing I'm talking about here is get going. Make it a nature, make it a habit to start start whatever little habits that you need to start doing, or culture or whatever that gets you going. Learning a skill. You want to learn a skill, you want to grow more in knowledge about something, you want to learn more about SECA, you want to, never keep yourself in a status quo position. Always be learning. The more you learn, for instance, about stress, the more you learn, the more you are in charge of that situation, the more that situation is unable to stress you because you know it. So I'm saying that one of our stressors is ignorance. If you live in ignorance, you are exposing yourself to so much stress. But as much as possible, get going, get to learn. That's why I'm happy that we are here in these webinars. We are learning. It can get you going. Some of you are already making resolution. After this webinar, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Please let it not stop there. Actually get going. Okay? So let me see somebody type it for me. Get going. Get going on the chat room so I know we are together. Get going. And then if possible, you can just tell us what you want to get going with. Maybe somebody says, I want to get going learning speech, learning how to manage people. I want to get going setting boundaries. I want to get going enhancing my skill. I want to get going sleeping more. I want to get going, exercising more and all that. Yeah, get going, get going. So the second thing, while I'm still watching your responses, get going launching my community. Yes, and we are behind you. Jonah, please add me to your community. I feel we are meeting for the first time, but I am already your community member. So please add me. Get going, sleeping and eating well. Yeah, thumbs up. Get going, concentrating on those who love and care for me. Exactly. That was my recent resolution. I've been studying mental health for like 5 years, but I fell into this trap, Chinyere. I fell into this trap just recently, but I had to just come back to myself and I said, no. I need to get this thing right. Get going, putting phone aside when it's time to sleep. I love these responses. I love these responses. These things are looking very tiny and small, but they are very effective. Putting your phone down before you sleep, very beautiful. Get going, being useful for humanity. Get going, improving on my public speaking skills. Please let it not stop there. Let it not stop here. I want to see you actually implementing these things in your life. I'll start for reflecting. These are tiny habits that you can begin to do that will help you to manage your stress. Learn to reflect. Get going to prayers. Yeah, Isa, you're right. Reflect. Learn to reflect. How many of you take time to reflect on things that you have done in the day, in the week, in the month, in the year? A lot of us just like get going with prioritizing self-care. Yes, sir. You know, a lot of us just keep going. There is nothing that is helping, making us to reflect. And you know, when you reflect, you do so many things. When you reflect, you begin to know that, oh, this is where I got it wrong. This is where I need to repeat it well. I need to repeat and get it well, like someone just pointed us. Get going, developing digital skills. Yeah. So we're on reflecting now. I want us to begin to talk about reflecting now. How can reflecting help you to manage stress? You know, when you talk about reflecting, you talk about journaling. You talk about being able to, you know, itemize, reflect on how your day went. Where did you overdo? Where did you underdo? Where did you, not do at all? You know, you can overdo, underdo, and not do at all. So you begin to, when you reflect, you're able to know where you have gotten it wrong and try to tell yourself, oh, I'm going to get it right. Okay? So reflection. So let me see someone tell me, what is your best hack when it comes to reflection? What do you do in reflection? Some people say I journal. Some people say, oh, I just meditate. Some people say, okay, I just reflect in my mind. Some people say, okay, I have a, let me learn. I want to even learn from you. I have my ways of reflecting. I have like 5 journals. And in all my journals, they all play different roles. One of the journal is a gratitude journal that I work with. And then I have my other journals that I use. These are my ways of reflecting. Reflecting also helps me with being grateful and planning better. Exactly, Chinyere. I agree with you. Please keep it up. If you are used to reflecting, keep it up. You will know that if you look at it very well, you will know that it's one of those things that keep us sane when it comes to managing stress. Meditation with deep breathing and gratitude. I love that. I am learning. One of the things I'm learning is meditation. I'm not too good in meditation, but I'm learning it. You know, I want to improve more in it. Okay, 3 more minutes. Fine. So the last one is organize and work on it. I'll just lump the 2 together. But organizing, we've said it already. Organizing means learning to, organize your day, organize your job, organize your whatever you want to do, have your to-do list. Most of us go into the day without having our to-do. Those are powerful stress management hacks, when you're able to write your to-dos and at the end of the day, you're able to tick, I've done this, is a mental health hack because psychologically what you are doing, you are training your brain to be used to winning. Oh, I've done this, I've won. Your brain is already excited and is looking forward to the next day. Okay. So please, if you have not been an organizing kind of person, learn it now. Organize. There's different ways to organize. We can also share on the platform here. I'm willing to learn from anybody here. Then the last one, of course, is work on it. Like I said, this is me sharing my role model. But my task to you is, what are your stress management hacks? Have one for yourself. If you don't have anyone, you can adopt this, but you can develop this. In fact, I have one again that I've done, managing stress. This was just a game I was playing. I decided to put managing stress. And I said, okay, for each of the letters, I was going to write what it means to me when it comes to managing stress. So you can do something like this and ask yourself, you know yourself better, you know by all means what to do to be able to balance yourself so that you are not overly stressed and you are not under stress, because you need the stress. The major point is make it balanced, balance the stress so that you are productive and at the same time, you are always on the winning side. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope I've been able to drop 1 or 2 hints for you to, or challenge you, you know, to be better in your mental health journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ladi. I think I had an amazing session. I love that you have the GROW model and it's a stress recognition tips that we can use and something actionable, because we hear about stress management, we hear about all these things. We know that we should do these things, but we don't. So I like the fact you talked about getting organized and taking action. And I think you and I have shared a lot in common from this conversation. I didn't even know it was going to be this much, but I love your points about intentionality and self-compassion. They really resonated with me because I have a savior complex, what I used to say, but we are more compassionate towards others than we are towards ourselves. And that kind of causes more stress. So I actually enjoyed this conversation and I must say thank you. You said, what app do we use? So there's this app I created. I call it the Mindless Flow. Now, Mindless Flow is me putting pen to paper. I'm not going to act like a grammar police. I am not editing myself. I'm not auditing myself. I am just putting pen to paper. And for 15 minutes, once that pen touches that paper, I write nonstop. Not thinking about lifting the pen. No. So I just keep writing and it helps me clear my head because there's a lot. I'm neurodivergent. I have multiple potentials and I'm doing a lot of things that I am passionate about. So that way, before I get to work on anything, like before I came for this session, I did it because I'm like, okay, we have to focus. So let's get everything out of the head. But don't be the grammar police. Just write. And it works miracles for me. So yes, that's an act I said I will share with you. So that we connect with you. We wanted to say something, so you can respond to that and tell us how to find you.
Okay. No. I said I'm taking that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how can people connect with you if they have questions and if they want
so maybe like I think one of my senior colleague here, Yakini, said I'll just drop my phone number.
Okay.
And of course, Ladi Felix is my handle name on Instagram.
Okay.
And most especially, we're always on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Okay, I like this. So please reach out on WhatsApp. There's Ladi Felix on Instagram. I love Instagram because I'm like, okay, I want to just see and learn from the person. And sometimes some people just want to be bystanders. So for those of you that don't want to this, yeah, I'm neurodivergent, I'm autistic. So yeah, many people will not know, but yes, I am, and I'm learning to work with it. So thank you so much, Ladi. And if anyone has questions, the phone number is in the chat. So just add +234, I think, for WhatsApp, and then you can save the number and reach out to Ladi directly. So I'm fun, a very neurodivergent girl, and for Ladi, my sister in glasses and in many other things, we will connect. We will definitely stay connected.
Please add me to your community.
Yes, I will. Oh, your son is autistic. Oh, yes, keep in touch. My number is also in the chat. Keep in touch. Let's all connect. See, we have more in common. And I think it was Shego that talked about social currency. That sometimes we don't even understand the wealth we have in this community. And many people just keep quiet and they don't realize that, see, once you can open your mouth and speak, even for us that may be introverted and do not like networking like that, but once you have an opportunity to speak on something you're passionate about and you connect with somebody, it is miraculous. So without further ado, I want to say thank you so much, Ladi, and I will connect with you after this. Enjoy the rest of your day, Ladi. So what's next? What are we doing next after this session with Ladi? I think OBK is going to come back up. And OBK, are you still in the house? Let's give it up for the Seka Africa team. Let's give it up for them. Planning this has been amazing. It's been wonderful to see the way they've organized everything. They're doing this consistently. We had a session on Thursday. Now we're having this session, and the fact that they are committed to adding value to us, so making us have conversations that we will not be having if we don't come into this place, and making us make connections, because we are all in that WhatsApp group, for us in the WhatsApp group, and some of us don't even know what we have in common. We're just looking and sitting open, sleeping open eye, or whatever they say. Anyway, well, I'll say there's a song that I was younger, I may tell my age from this, but it basically was like waiting day for Sokoto, a day your Sokoto. So whatever you're looking for outside, basically, it's in Seka Africa. And you don't need to be running everywhere. You just ask the questions and then they can signpost you to the right person to support you. OBK, are you joining me now? I can see that your mic is unmuted. Let's do a little what's it about this new CMS.
Yes, my mic is unmuted and I believe you can see my screen.
Okay.
The simple thing there is that you have an idea, you have a product, you want organic support, you want to build a community around it, then that opportunity has come to you. Just like DK has reiterated, community is important. You really cannot know who you have next to you if you are not a member of that person's community. Imagine that 10% of us on this call are in the same WhatsApp group with Dangote. Do you know what that means? Not his PA's number, his number. You can reach him right there. You can ask questions and he can answer you. That means community is very important. On your screen, you have the opportunity of paying just 10,000 naira. 10,000 naira, and you get 12 full months of resources. I don't know of any other offer that is so mouth-watering like this. 10,000, and you are having full access for 12 months of resources, videos, to-do tasks, emails, hands-on support by just going to the link stellar.com/subscription and paying 10,000 naira to be inside that. Secondly, just to remind you that perhaps, well, 10,000 is too small for me. I pay something higher. Okay, you can pay 20,000 and join the Concept of Money class, which comes up April 11th. And we are learning from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on proven strategies that can help you make more money. Well, you don't have 10,000, you don't have 20,000, you have 200, 300, 500, there's no problem. You can join the next class at our Food as Medicine course and learn all that it takes to eat healthy, live healthy, and imbibe a healthy lifestyle. Everything has to do with your lifestyle and the connection it has to do with your food. So you have those 3 layers of learning opportunities for you. It's your call. I will recommend that you start taking action this moment, like literally right now. You're pulling out your phone, you're making the transfer, you're getting onboarded, and you are gaining value. Everyone that has joined Checkers community gets value. In one way or the other, there's always that return on investment. Make your own investment today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for this. I think it's been wonderful hearing the packages that we have. And I love the fact that there are packages to suit everybody and for specific needs. So what Seka Africa has created now is something that would help us to not just connect, but to promote what we are doing. And can you leave the flyer on the screen so I can see a little bit more about it? And
Okay.
And I think it's good because I may have questions and the people may have questions. So don't run away. I'm going to catch you. All right. So I think it's wonderful when we have packages that have been created for us with the fact that we live in a digital age. Most of us have ideas, we have products, and we want to build that organic support. But most people have done quite a lot of work offline. So you may have a full-time job, you may have things that you're doing, but how do you promote what you do if you don't have an opportunity or a place or a ready-made audience that can either support you by sharing what you do to the right audience, giving you exactly what you need to do? There's so much information out there. I think we have an information overwhelm. You see a YouTube video telling you, oh, do this, another video telling you do this. So you are being pulled in so many directions, and you want to be able to promote to the right people. So you get access to all subscribers, which is fantastic. And your promotions are promoted every 2 weeks via the 12 months via the CMSP mobile app. So there is a mobile app. Interesting. And if you want,
That is, yes, there is a mobile app. That
fantastic.
is why we need people to get on board right now, because you'll be part of the database when the app. So this is the best opportunity you have to reach a wider audience.
Okay.
Imagine getting into a room with 10,000 and you are getting so much more than the 10,000.
It's value for money, 100%. I don't think we understand. Most people will say, oh, they'll pay for ads. Ads don't work again. These digital companies don't want you to pay. They spend money. Once you spend money once, they want you to keep on spending money. Organic is the way to grow, and this mobile app is going to be putting you with like-minded people. So this 10,000 for the 12 months or 10,000 monthly?
Yes, annual subscription is 10,000.
Okay. It's affordable, 10,000 for the this thing. You get to download the app, and with the app, they are both available on iOS and Android.
Yes, we'll provide more information prior to that, prior to the launch. But right now, this is the best time to get onboarded. Yes. The price may change. I'm just saying.
I wanted to say that
by
getting founders price, we're getting first leg price, whatever we decide. We are doing.
Why wait?
Basically,
why not do it now?
Exactly. Yes. So let's take this Ojoro offer, is what I am calling it, because when the real offer comes, we may be paying the same amount monthly, or advertise your brand in CMSP. It's not good enough for you to create some people say create it and they will come. So I'm going to be speaking from my experience as a digital marketer. Create things and they will come. Some people have amazing products, amazing offers, but they don't know how to be in front of the right people. And then people buy from people they trust. So if Seka Africa is a trusted brand and they can vet for your brand and bring you on board, then you are being guided. You're going to be able to advertise your products. You're getting these videos. You're getting your to-do list. You're getting 52 emails because it's 1 email a week, 24 to-do tasks, which is fantastic, and 24 videos. I think sometimes we miss offers because we are looking for the perfect thing to do all the time, and we are overthinking. One beautiful thing about this is you're not doing this alone. So just imagine we're all working together. Everybody's getting the videos and the task at the same time. We talk about stress management. We talk about productivity. We talk about community. But there are sometimes the accountability comes in. The fact that you and others are going to be holding yourselves accountable to do what these 5-minute videos. I think you said the videos to talk to be 5 minutes. So it's not something that's going to be hours. Correct me if I'm wrong, for us to learn.
Yes, it's very hands-on and it's not that very long.
Exactly. Hands-on, not so long, very, very user-friendly platform. And I like the fact that the videos are not just going to be on YouTube and everything. So it's exclusive to this community. And I love the exclusivity. And while we are members of the tribe of OSP, we are getting this offer, especially for us. So sign up for yourself, give it to somebody as a gift. If you have that sister that has been sewing or making cakes or something, I think this is a wonderful gift for them. If you're a brother and you know somebody that is trying to promote their business or their coaching practice, this is a wonderful gift for them. So even if you feel like, oh, I'm too busy, because sometimes we say we are busy. I say this thing, sometimes we're in a rush to make money. We refuse to slow down and actually use the resources that are available. So rather than learning by trying, learn from other people's experiences with this session. Okay, so
just a quick one, please.
Yes. Smiling at this
everyone
one.
who has subscribed to the portal will be having a live podcast with Coach Sam next by 12th April. Everyone who has subscribed will be
Okay.
having a live podcast. So you can imagine what 10,000 will do for you when you are having a live podcast in the room. And he will be teaching building revenue funnels for your community. So look at what, it's like you planting a mango seed. It looks so small, and you're wondering, what will this be? Until it starts growing into a tree. And there are several fruits back to back. And you can get up to 20 baskets, 100 baskets from that tree. And you are selling this basket for as much as 20,000, 30,000 by 20 baskets just by planting one seed. Everyone who has subscribed, who will be in Abuja or in Abuja, will be joining Coach Sam live for a live podcast. People that are not in Abuja will also join via live stream. So this is actually your best bet. Why delay?
Okay, so Saturday, 12th of April, 2025, from 10 to 11:30 a.m. And we're going to be talking about building revenue funnels for your communities. I have a community, so I think I need to be part of that. And I will definitely look into it today and make my payment. I always say, learn from other people's experiences. You don't need to experience the struggles of trying to build those revenue funnels. And our financial analyst also talked about having more than one source of revenue in this current economy, in this economy that is just changing globally. There's like a shift. We have a cost of living crisis. Yeah, that's what we've called it. And we need more than one revenue source. So I'm excited about that. OBK, thank you very much for that. And I think that we've come close to the end of today's session, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
I think it's been wonderful hearing from our three speakers. We're supposed to have, let me just check what's next on our calendar. Okay. So we're going to do a simple recap of today and what we've spoken about. We had three speakers, and I'm going to am I doing the recap, or are we doing the recap together? Okay.
You can go ahead.
I may put you, no, I need to put somebody on the hot seat. I've not done that today. This is not the DK style. DK always gets somebody on the hot seat and then pulls their legs one way or the other. But anyway, thank you for having me as your host. I think the sessions were amazing today. They talked on topics that as our culture, we don't really talk about. Many people make assumptions and just walk with that and they wing it. So when it comes to stress management, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to the maternal health, we need to make informed decisions by listening to the experts. I think Laddy's session was fantastic because she taught me something that I felt I needed about stress management, especially for people that want to help others. Or well, even on the plane, they tell you to wear your oxygen mask first before you wear for others. So I think when she talked about the fact that we should have self-compassion, intentionality, mindfulness, and recognize stress, we should also understand that stress is there. Most of us want to, we'll say, oh, we can avoid stress, we can avoid burnout, we try to dodge it. And if we're trying to dodge every single thing, we will not, it can affect our body. It could lead from mental health to physical health. She talked about someone that had malaria all the time and someone that has chronic fatigue syndrome. I know what stress can do to your body. If you do not shut down by yourself, you will have to be shut down by one way or the other. So what are the ways we can think about stress? I think stress for me was something that I did not expect to be discussing today. I like the fact that Ladi shared a personal story because it made it more relatable for us. She talked about the importance of balance. She introduced us to the GROW model, which is get going. And we all said what we're all getting going to. So please remember, our coach gave us an assignment. What are you going to get going doing? And you will do it. Make that commitment to yourself and keep that commitment to yourself. She talked about the power of reflection, organization, and working on it. I think the fact that we were encouraged to be mindful in every situation that we are, mindfulness is important to stay grounded, and we should always be in a rush. She emphasized the importance of intentionality and self-compassion when it comes to managing stress. And to me, that was very, very important. I like the relatability of the last conversation because it's something that you and I and every single person we know needs to hear about. We say that the life of an average Nigerian is stressful. And that's what we get told all the time. And we know it is the truth. So how do we manage something that we know will come? She talked about listening to your body, understanding your body. Like we know that when you're having the symptoms of malaria, you may understand when you have symptoms of stress. And sometimes you may not be able to remove yourself from the situation. But I always just escape to the bathroom for a few minutes, take a deep breath. If I can watch a TikTok video to make me calm down, then I go back into the situation. If it's a situation you can't escape, you don't make important decisions when you are stressed. That's one thing she emphasized. Coach Ladi Felix said, do not make important decisions when you are stressed. Try and remove yourself from the situation, then come back to it, because you may not be able to make an informed decision. I always say this, I do not make any decision out of desperation. Now I'm going to start adding, I do not make any decision out of stress. Every decision I have made out of desperation, I have regretted it tremendously. And I think that she's absolutely right. Yeah, we had my fellow alumni, my fellow Eagle, Shego Aremu, the investment banker and consultant, and he presented an understanding of commercial paper and investment and practical applications of it. And one thing he did was he explained treasury bills and how they relate to CPS and CPs rather, and he emphasized financial literacy, knowing your numbers, keeping a spreadsheet of your transactions, of your revenue, having another source of revenue for so that, because you can have dreams, you can have desires, but money is what you need to ensure those things are fulfilled. So if we do not have the money, if we do not have the resources, when opportunities come, we will not be able to invest. He told us a story of how he bought his land because he had the resources, financial resources, and he talked about social currency, which I believe is fantastic. So please take down the details of everybody in the chat so that you can have it and reach out to people and just say, hello, it was nice having you in the chat. That can be an icebreaker if you don't know what to say when you reach out to person. So all from the Pan-African Summit, I'm just calling to say hello. I'm just sending a message to say this, or this was my highlight. Share something with the person so you can start a conversation. And then he talked about the insights on stock markets, investments, discusses the practical aspects of investment. Very, very practical. It's not just about having the money and the knowledge, but the skills and the great attitude to build wealth for yourself. We talked about the fact that, and that analogy you gave, I was looking for trouble earlier, but the 9 million one, I was like, 9 million is great because I already have projects. But that 150 sounds great. But when you think about inflation, so it's all just about taking things at surface level, but thinking deeper when you are trying to understand things. And I'm excited to listen to the replay. So listen to the replay of all the sessions and then make an informed decision about what you want to do. Speak to an expert always. If you're even doing community funds, there are ways you can set up a club. So always seek financial advice, especially when you're working with others. And then we were the first session that really, really shook everybody. And it was by Ajara Onoja. And she's a family life coach and a lawyer. Interesting. She presented on postnatal depression, a topic that is like a taboo in African culture. Even when the Omugo is happening, everybody just say, just get over it now. Is it only you? Most of us, nobody is praising you. You like attention too much. And the person is actually struggling at that point in time. So how do we help someone that is struggling if we are not equipped with the right tools, resources, and information to help them make an informed decision on how they want to move forward? We can't force them to get over it. We can only sit down and support them, but we have to meet them where they are and then make them see the need to get the support that they need. Someone said, yes, the family support is also important. She looked at our traditional cultures and why they were originally created, and the fact that when the omugo is happening, when the mother-in-law, one of the grandmothers comes over, the aim is to help the woman transition into motherhood, because just having a baby, even if you've had babies before, there are some times that it is just a different experience because your body has gone through a lot. We talked about detection and intervention, and we talked about ways that individuals and communities can support new mothers. I shared an example of someone doing something called an house nesting, and I'm excited to see if other people will take on the idea, which was basically everybody going to the person's house, taking different aspects of the duties that she has, making her come up with a list, cleaned her freezer, did her laundry, folded the clothes, arranged the house, ensured that she wasn't going to be stressed at all once the baby came. And because of what Jara said, I think even after the naming ceremony and all that things, because naming ceremonies and all these things, Thanksgiving, the mother is still stressed. So that period, people come in as she's about to transition and go back to work and prepare her also for that. So there are things that we can adapt when it comes to the way we get things done. And it's always fantastic to hear from all the speakers. Today was a really, really wonderful session. As you can see, I took my notes and I kept them going. And we've come to the end of the March session of this amazing, amazing Pan-African webinar. OBK, I will hand over to you or the Seka Africa team.
Okay. Thank you very much for today.
You're welcome.
Personally, I did enjoy the sessions. And of course, I echo most of the things that you learned or your takeaways. We'll continue the conversation next month, last Saturday of April. We're looking forward to seeing everyone. Please be on the lookout for our announcements, our flyers. If you find any, share with someone, encourage someone to join. For us as Seka, we just want people to be better. That's just the summary. We want them to be better people. We want them to be better in the business. We want them to be better in their career. We're constantly looking out for ways of getting that done, regardless of the price that we put on it. We encourage our community members and everyone who has come in contact with us to always take these opportunities, just like the subscription. Imagine 10,000 for a year. That's not a lot. But then when you look at the value you're going to get, just be like, this is a good investment. And of course, the class on leveraging strategies for making more money. That session alone, ordinarily, we run into, yes, the number is on WhatsApp, Mr. Latunji. Ordinarily, that class runs into hundreds of thousands for you to have a session, but we are crashing it, so to say, to 20,000. And you are staying on the call in that class 3 hours, and you are learning from Coach Sam. Perhaps you want to go for other classes. Of course, we are ready and we have them. Mental health first aid classes are coming up next month. Emotional intelligence and anger management classes coming up. Also, food and medicine course is also coming up. So you may have to reach out to the number we've already shared earlier to get to know more and find out that unique course or that class that you and we impact on you. Drop the number again in the chat. Please reach out to us. Follow us online at MindSec Africa across all social media platforms. Visit our website at www.secafrica.com. And must forget, please do not forget to follow us online. You can also follow DK Journal I'm not sure she has shared her handle.
No,
That
I
would
am.
be very unfair. Please share your handles too and how people can follow you. Contact her for your social media, strategy, coaching, all of that. Your productivity training, she's your go-to person. Yes, please do that. Find me online at OBK Chima across all social media platforms. Thank you very much. My bosses are not here, but they send their blessings. Thank you for joining us. We will see you again next month at the April edition of the Pan-African Web.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. And I want to say thank you for being an amazing, 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 amazing audience. You guys made my job easier. Kechi, have an amazing day. Thank you very much. To all the speakers, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Cheers. Bye, everyone.